We're live.
Hey,
Hey.
Happy E3, everybody.
happy E3. Now that it's over, we're free.
We're free.
Happy video game Christmas.
Happy
Yeah.
video games, everyone.
Happy trailer Christmas.
We did it. They exist.
They do.
Yeah.
Or will soon.
I mean, some stuff dropped already.
Yeah.
Some stuff
okay,
dropped
thank
during
you.
the show. Some stuff that I'm excited about dropped today.
Yeah. Yep.
So games are happening. They're always they're all around us. They're everywhere you look.
They are.
Although E3's done.
Yeah.
And might I just say, thank God. I'm so tired.
I agree.
I'm so tired.
You got it worse than the three of us. So
Yeah, oh my God, I'm so tired of working. Yeah,
do you have to work overtime on those days, or what is your deal?
Yeah, do I? Are you kidding me?
I'm just saying. I'm just asking.
It's
I
crunch
haven't
time
had
for
a
Sean.
day off since last weekend.
Nice.
I was
get that overtime, baby.
I got so much overtime. I easily made an entire week's worth of pay just on like the weekends alone.
Jeez.
I was in the office so much,
Good Lord.
and because of the whole like time and a half and whatnot. So luckily I get tomorrow off, so I can't wait to just not wake up early and go to the office and stay late. But I mean, these are first world problems. At the end of the day, I was getting to watch video game trailers and stuff. My life's not that hard. But let's just start the show. This is the Top Down Perspective, June 13th. I'm Sean Booker.
And Paul Fleck.
And John Wheeler.
So we're going to run through all of E3, all the conferences, and whatever other news we want to talk about, and
It's going to be a lot.
Yeah, lots of stuff.
Way.
And whatever E3 questions we have, we'll if we have time at the end, we'll get to those for sure. But I guess just real quick, how you guys been for the week? John, you better? You doing better?
Yeah, that cold. I still have a touch of it. You can probably hear it a little bit. Yeah, I haven't had a cold that bad in ages, dude. Like I couldn't sit up in my computer chair at all for like 3 days. So I basically just ignored my office completely. So that's why it's still a mess and still not unpacked.
Oh,
I was gonna say it looks what I expect from your offices.
Ouch.
There's just I feel like once you get to a certain amount of stuff, it's just gonna look like packed at all times.
No, like there's still cardboard boxes and everything everywhere. It's still got a ways to go, but I'm still going through it. I need to wait till payday so I can pick up some more shelves to put away more of the stuff.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I've got some like bookshelves I was working on just before we started there. So like I've got most of my PS2 stuff is up now, and you can see a lot of my stuff behind me still. But
Nice.
Still got a ways to go. This place is gonna look real good when it's all done, though.
Nice.
Cool. Very cool.
But I also leave next week for a con, so I don't have much time.
Great.
And Paul, you're good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
That's it. Just it. Just.
I mean, there's.
if you okay, yeah. I mean, there was your time. All right, we're gonna skip what we've been playing because we got news to talk about. We'll just go through them in order. Technically, EA was first. I guess technically Stadia was first. We talked about that on the show last week.
Yeah.
So John, do you have any thoughts on Stadia before we skip it?
What did they say the cap was for what you needed to actually play it at like
the minimum?
720p? Yeah,
10 megabits,
10 megabits
per second.
So many people are still gonna not be able to do that.
Whereas I was saying 10 is extremely low.
Mm-hmm.
It is low. I am surprised at how low it is, but there are still a lot of people who were not gonna be able to hit that.
Yeah,
like I'm thinking right now, like my sister couldn't do that. I couldn't use Stadia at my sister's house.
I pre-ordered it. I guess that's news.
Did you get that Mint controller?
No, I got the special Founders controller.
And excuse you, you mean Wasabi?
My bad. Sorry. Jesus.
I love that name so much. It's so dumb. It is Mint. It's 100% that color.
Well, we'll find out this fall, I guess, really. I'll find out specifically.
My only gripe with Stadia is I feel like, I guess two gripes I have. One, I feel like it's such a small market already of gamers that I don't know if it's going to be successful. And also, it's Google, and they have a bad habit of just kind of dropping projects silently when it's not doing well enough.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if within like a year and a half, Stadia was already dead in the water. And that might be generous saying year and a half. I'm trying to remember how long Google Glass lasted.
Mm.
I feel like this is an easier sell than Google Glass.
It is an easier sell, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm curious. We'll see.
Yeah. All right. So EA happened. They did kind of like a treehouse event, so there isn't really like a whole bunch of trailers to run down.
Can I
If there's any...
slow you down just a little bit and talk about stuff that leaked before technically E3 started? Because I want to say that it was weird that Yooka-Laylee is getting a sequel.
Sure. Okay.
I'll say that it's weird that it's getting a sequel, not overly because, like, of course that studio was formed. They want to do more with it.
Yeah.
It's weirder that the sequel is basically Donkey Kong Country.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, the first game was Banjo-Kazooie or Super Mario 64, so it's not like they have a history of just like it's like that other thing, you know.
Yeah.
I guess, but I feel like you can you can also make a new thing, guys.
Well, they are, right? They're making a Donkey Kong Country. I mean, you mean an entirely new thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair, for those who haven't heard about this. It is a 2D Yooka-Laylee game, which smacks of Donkey Kong Country, honestly, if you watch the trailer.
I mean, I'll check it out. Yooka-Laylee was kind of a bummer.
I have not sat down to play it. And most people have been mixed on it. They're like, well, you get the updated patches, so you might like it more or you might like it less. So like no one's had a good sell for me on Yooka-Laylee, which is a bummer because everyone was so excited about it.
Right.
So the reason I wanted to bring that up is because that and two other games, like, I don't think were talked about at all at any other point in the conferences. So
would you rather do all the kind of extra stuff now or after we do the conferences?
Well, this was stuff that was just talked about before, and there's only three I want to talk about, and the rest were talked about in conferences.
Go ahead. Let's do it.
SpongeBob SquarePants: The Rehydrated Battle for Bikini Bottom.
We mentioned this on the show last week.
Like, what is that all about? Why? But whatever.
Yeah, that's basically what we said. Are people into this? People on my Twitter are into this.
Apparently, it is the most popular SpongeBob game, so there was a unusually high amount of people excited about this because it was their childhood.
I'm surprised to hear there even is a popular SpongeBob game.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of them. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of SpongeBob games.
Sure.
I like the SpongeBob show, but I could not tell you. I don't think I've played a SpongeBob game.
Yeah. I've only played them because of the stream. That's it.
And Destroy All Humans is coming back, which is like
it's a remake of the first one. Yeah.
Wait, remake or remaster?
Remaster, I guess.
I think,
it was a remaster as well.
Is it? Okay.
I think they literally just called it Destroy All Humans, but it is the first game redone. So
yeah, weird.
It's using like the same voice acting clips and everything. Apparently,
it just seems weird to me because I don't know who asked for that, but sure. Okay.
I liked the first Destroy All Humans. It was a cool idea.
I guess.
I never played the other ones, but
yeah. Oh, and I guess there was a Jumanji game that I was just like,
oh yeah,
all right,
based on the movie with The Rock and Jack Black and everyone.
Yeah. So
I hope it's a beat 'em up. Honestly, I hope it's a beat 'em up.
It's a shooter. That's kind of a third-person PvE shooter.
Oh wow, that's weird. I could actually see a beat 'em up.
Yeah.
Like kind of working.
I think it's like what's that game that you were playing, Sean? Because it was on Game Pass for a little bit.
Strange Brigade.
Yeah, I think it's like that.
Okay, I mean that's like a really arcadey shooter at that point. So that's different.
That might be okay then. That might be okay.
That's that's like a middle ground between a beat 'em up and a third-person shooter.
Yeah.
Honestly, if Strange Brigade just came out with like a Jumanji 2 DLC pack, I think that would fit perfectly.
Yeah. I think that's what it is, basically, but like a standalone thing. So,
and I'm sure they got all the cast new voices.
Fun Solve. I've never heard of them.
Rock, I haven't Jack either. Black.
Yeah, I think that was it. Also, like, I'm looking at this list here that I have up. Blasphemous was officially shown. I've been following that game for 3 years now, so I'll, like, get excited when I see more of that. But,
Okay.
yeah. Okay.
What have
Conferences
these
now?
guys done?
Fun Solve? I've
can't-
never heard of them before.
I can't find anything saying what they've made.
It's probably this, and that's it. Maybe they made Strange Brigade, or worked on a map or something. I'm good.
I think this
move
is their
on.
first game. I think it says in late 2017, the studio secured significant investment to develop their first major project, a prestigious licensed title with Outright Games launching in 2019.
That's probably
I think this actually is their first game.
All right, well, it's coming out on everything apparently. PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and Windows. So we'll see, I suppose.
Newton Chronicles and Samsara are two other things they're working on. But yeah, no, that Jumanji game is, I think, their first project that's getting released.
That should be interesting. Look out for that November. Let's talk EA. And the one thing I watched, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Yep, I watched this too.
It looks fine.
I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan, but I'm a Respawn fan, so I'll probably play it just because of that.
So I really like the Force Unleashed games.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I played the first one.
This looks like a slower, more methodical version of that, and I like slow, methodical games. So I'm in. Like, they got me easy.
I hope this will be good.
Yeah.
There was a cool moment where the stormtrooper shot at him, and then he slowed down the blasts, and then he pulled a stormtrooper to him and put him in front of the blast and had him shoot himself.
Yeah.
I didn't see this trailer, but that sounds awesome.
This was like the long, like 15-minute gameplay.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I missed EA.
It's it looks cool.
I missed EA and most of Square.
It got a little weird to me where it's just like, oh, the Jedi power now is that you can stop time. It's like, that's gonna get weird in some spots, I guess, but sure, whatever, it's a game. I guess they had to do something. So, yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's like stopping time, but it's like you can like freeze things in place, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the powers, like in old Star Wars games, was just moving super fast. So you could argue it's just that.
Well, that is a different thing here as well. You can still move fast, but this is like actually slowing down one thing in the environment, it looked like.
Yeah, because there's like
it's focused slowdown.
Where you slow down a fan so you can go through it.
I thought you were talking like Max Payne style bullet time. I'm like, that you can make an argument for that. But
they were doing some kind of cool stuff where you could like just like freeze an enemy and then fight the other ones while they're like trying to like break free. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, there's some neat stuff in there. And unlike, I guess, the Force Unleashed games, it doesn't seem like it's going to be throwing a platoon of stormtroopers at you, because it's not a hack and slash type thing. It's more like you're fighting 2 or 3, but they're like shooting at you, and one of them might be actually kind of dangerous, so you have to like know what you're doing a little bit.
Some big spiders.
Yeah, there was big spiders that looked gross, so that's cool. And Wookiees, they were there.
Yay.
I think the only thing from the EA one that I cared about was the Apex segment.
Okay.
Where they showed off the new character and they talked a little bit about the next season pass. And I'm excited for that character. She seems cool. She seems defense oriented. She puts up like laser walls. So you can just like build them in any kind of orientation you want. You just like kind of pick the corner. You just like build a wall.
Is this like a Fortnite? Did they Fortnite Apex?
No, you can't build walls in any way you want. It's more like you build like a short fence kind of, so people can't go through it to get you. I guess it's kind of, yeah. And you can only make like, I think 8 nodes or something like that.
Okay. So you can't tower
Watson?
then.
No, but you can also put down a pylon. That's your like the alt. She puts down a pylon that charges up everyone's shield and will shield them from any kind of like aerial attack or grenades being thrown at them. So you can kind of like settle down and make a bit of a fortress.
Okay. So she's
very different for. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to her dropping. I think it's in July. That's Watson is the new character.
Cool.
That's pretty much all I cared about from EA.
Yeah, I was gonna check out some of the Battlefield stuff because I like Battlefield games, but I just didn't get around to it. I'm sure that still looks like more of that game. So
They showed like 3 or 4 new maps.
okay, did they look?
But, I mean,
neat?
I don't know. I didn't play much of that game, so.
I'm not a huge fan of a lot of the Battlefield 5 maps as it is, so anything might be an upgrade from what they currently have.
All right, let's move on to some real conferences now.
Okay.
Big one from the show, Microsoft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Basically kicked it off. The only console manufacturer at the show.
And even then, apparently, at the actual expo, their booth wasn't in the main building. It was at the theater where they had the conference.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, this is what I've been hearing. So
Okay. I'm not gonna try and like go in order of the reveals because there's like a lot.
I mean, they kicked
Are
it
you
off
using
with like
that site?
Ninja
This-
Theories
yeah.
thing.
no, they kicked out with the Outer Worlds, the one that
Wasn't that
Obsidian
after?
was
Yes.
working on.
Mm-hmm.
No, that was the very first thing.
Mm.
So the first trailer we saw of the Outer Worlds was very like lighthearted and goofy. This was a lot more serious, and I don't know how I feel about that change of tone.
Honestly, this trailer seemed like almost like that they were putting it out like, hey, remember what you liked about Fallout that Fallout 76 didn't have? That's this game, you guys. Come over here.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Like they're like, we got space Fallout before someone else is gonna do that.
Yeah.
And Obsidian, they got the track record, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm also looking forward to it because they were bought by Microsoft. It's a Game Pass game, so that's awesome.
Yeah, next up was Bleeding Edge. This is Ninja Theory's new game. This was a 4v4 hack and slash game, which honestly that's my kind of game. I'm kind of into this.
Okay.
I like the idea behind it, but they really didn't show much. It was mainly just like here's the characters, here's like a quick blurb of like what they'll probably do, and then here's them posing, and then it's coming eventually.
Yeah, not much of the actual gameplay for sure.
Yeah, this is something I'm holding out hope for, but until we see more, I can't obviously we can't say much about it. I think it could be fun because I like Ninja Theory and what they do. So
yeah,
see.
well, you know what? Technical alpha June 27th.
Yeah.
Ninja Theory was also purchased by Microsoft, so this is a Game Pass game. So I'm gonna definitely check it out.
Yep. Yeah.
And speaking of Game Pass games, Ori and the Will of the Wisps was shown again, and I just still cannot wait for that game. But it's so far off, February 11th.
I know.
It's so far away.
I can't wait for it.
It'll be like 2020 because that was a recurring thing in the Microsoft conference.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Next
I guess. I'm looking. The release dates are on this website as well. Outer Worlds is October, so that's cool. Bleeding Edge does not have a release date at the moment.
Minecraft Dungeons. This is basically Diablo meets Minecraft, and honestly, it kind of looked all right.
Yeah, this looked fine. I thought.
Yeah, no,
I'm not a Minecraft guy, but like this looked like I could have some good co-op fun.
When I saw this, I was just like, I'm kind of surprised that this is new. This seems like something that would have been done already because it made sense to me.
I did have to ask someone like, is this a mode that's already out? Is this a mode for Minecraft? I don't know what this is.
Yeah, that's second quarter 2020. That looked all right. 4-player online and offline. Yeah.
They showed some more Star Wars, Fallen Order.
Yep.
Oh, which we also got a release date for. That's November 15th.
Which already seems like a busy day. There's something else big coming out that day too, I thought.
November. That's Pokemon.
And Jumanji,
yeah, I think there's a couple games.
Game.
Yeah, that must have been it. That was it.
I think the busy months out of this E3 are September and then March. Those are like the busy months.
And February, I think, is a bit busy too.
We then got a Blair Witch game, which I didn't think anyone saw coming.
Yeah, that was really weird.
Which that comes out this August, end of August. Also to Game Pass, I guess.
Yeah.
So you just get there's just a Blair Witch game's coming.
I'll try that for sure, even though it's not the type of horror games I like. So.
Okay, and then this next one, Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah.
In my opinion, this is the moment of the show. No one will stop talking about this moment, and I
It's
I
so
think it was totally earned.
stupid.
No, I think
so
it's
stupid.
Why is it stupid?
No,
'Cause
it's stupid.
it's just Keanu.
Look. Yeah. So they show a trailer. Stuff happens, and then at the end of the trailer, your character gets like picked up by a dude who looks like Keanu Reeves because it is Keanu Reeves, and then Keanu Reeves walks out on stage and starts talking about Cyberpunk, and then that's literally the only moment. Like there are like 4 moments of E3 people are talking about. That is one of them is Keanu just showing up and talking to the
I
audience.
think this is the top moment. Like this is
That is a
holy shit.
super sad statement. That is the saddest fucking statement.
This
about
was
E3.
such a huge surprise and shock.
No, it's not. How they do this shit all the time.
There's no way you would have ever guessed Keanu Reeves was going to be in Cyberpunk 2077.
No, but they've had like celebrities come out on stage all the time.
Sure.
It's literally a trope of E3.
That's true. You know, musical acts, whoever talk about it. Yeah, that's true. But like having him specifically in this game when we're in this like weird pinnacle of Keanu relevance, it was like perfect place, perfect time.
Look, man, I like Keanu Reeves. He's a nice dude. He's been in some awesome movies. But like the fact that everyone's saying like that's the moment of E3, that's the saddest thing I've heard.
I think that's the moment of E3. Everyone's
No,
talking. What's your moment of E3?
No, well, that's the problem. That's my point. That's a sad thing.
Name a better moment at E3.
That's my point, Sean.
The dog was good.
My point is, if the nicest thing you have to say about all of E3 is the fact that Keanu Reeves showed up and complimented an audience, why do we have E3?
I think it's more that I think the people, the moment is that for sure. Complimenting the audience, that's the moment. I think him being in the trailer, it is more my moment of how like the shock factor of that.
Sure. Of like him
just kind of the out of nowhere,
to, like
like
you up or whatever.
Because like, yeah, just the fact of like, yeah, you know, Cyberpunk, it was announced years ago. We get like one trailer a year. That game's never coming out.
Wasn't it only announced last year?
No, it's been announced for a while. Yeah, I think we got it shown, or at least it was gameplayed.
The first trailer was last year. The first trailer was last year.
Okay, yeah, maybe. Yep. I know the first time it was played was last year. I don't remember when the first trailer specifically came out. You could be right. But anyways, just the fact that he was like in it, like that was such a like, what is going on here? This is crazy. But anyway, it's not even important at this point. We got a Cyberpunk trailer. It's coming out April 2020, which I'm surprised it's even like on this console generation.
Yeah, honestly, I'm kind of surprised too.
Similar to like how we got a release date for Death Stranding, that is another game I thought was going to push to the next generation.
I'm more surprised Death Stranding is this year.
Yeah.
Yep.
We talked about Blair Witch, right?
Yeah. We did, yes.
We're on the next
yeah, that's
page.
how unremarkable that one was. We just glanced over it.
Yep, pretty much.
Next up was Spiritfarer. This is my wife was freaking out over this game.
It looks so
was
good.
really interested in this one.
There's a part where you
nice
like
art
hug a deer.
Dude, the worst part about that trailer is that there's a point where like it says like big friends or blah blah blah, like the usual bullshit it says in text and trailers. And then one of the lines was like experience loss or something. I was just like, no, I don't want to experience loss.
It looked like this super happy game, and then suddenly it's just like, yeah, no, actually, you're basically the Grim Reaper. I'm like, whoa, okay,
Yeah,
that was a tonal change.
You're the Grim Reaper. What are you? What are you talking about?
It was literally like your job in the game is literally guiding spirits to the afterlife.
You're
like
is that what's
literally
going
helping
on?
them cope. You're literally helping them cope with loss. That's why you're the Spiritfarer.
you're going.
That makes sense. I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It looks like a game that's gonna try and make you cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I am here for it.
Okay, fair.
Again, yeah, fantastic art style. This
And
looks
Game
very
Pass.
Cool.
It looked real
Is
good.
that Game Pass?
It is.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's Game Pass.
It's also 2020. It's also
2020.
2020.
Yep. Battletoads.
This was a
Baltos
big
has
wet
a
fart
trailer?
for me.
I'm not feeling that art style.
No.
Like I like the art style okay in motion, but like I didn't realize this till someone brought it up last night. Did you see the Dark Queen's redesign?
No, I didn't actually
No,
pay attention to her.
So yeah, she apparently only showed up for like a fraction of the trailer, so fast
Okay.
most people missed it. She looks like Shigo from Kim Possible.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's weird. All right.
Sean, what are you saying? You have no volume.
Oh, I made a great joke and now it's lost.
Oh.
Damn it.
Yeah, I saw you saying something like Kim Possible's great or something like that.
No, it was. Yeah, I'm not gonna repeat my joke. Just let's keep going.
Okay.
I don't know. I thought like the gameplay stuff they showed in that like quick trailer didn't look interesting, and the art style is okay in theory, but I wasn't. It was a wet fart for me.
I have been wondering about this because this was one of the few things that didn't get a release date at all. So I'm
Okay.
wondering if this was more of a test trailer to see if people liked the direction they were going with it.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, I could see that.
That's my.
I mean,
theory about
I
it.
can't see them changing the direction.
Probably not.
Yeah,
Not
but
at
we
this
don't know
point.
when it's coming out, so they could just be like, delay and tightened up. There we go.
That is also a Game Pass game. Yeah, no release date.
Yeah.
We got Legend of Right, which has basically left my mind.
I don't know what that game
that was-
is.
That was basically like a weird multi RPG thing, but it also seems like it's based on like arts and crafts, like sketches on
Yeah.
your desk and like like little dioramas you make as like a kid and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
the whole art style
Is it
is
a bunch
like
of mini
paper
games or
craft,
something
everything.
in
It
there?
looked like a weird adventure game
Yeah.
/ RPG hybrid, which
Yeah,
kind of
okay.
seemed neat.
Yeah.
There's also some platforming in this. Yeah, I don't know what this game is, but
I
there's like a
didn't know
lot
either.
going on.
It looks like it could be interesting. I want to see a bit more of like actual game.
Yeah. Oh, they did an ID at Xbox montage, which just had a bunch of stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
Still looking forward to After Party.
Yep.
Then they did a Game Pass montage, I believe.
I think they revealed the update they made to Game Pass. They were talking about the PC one.
Which I have been using all week. I have been playing
Right.
How was it?
hours of games.
So yeah, we had kind of seen this coming, but yeah, they announced that it was coming to PC. They launched the beta. I think it's just in beta technically at the moment. That
Yeah.
day, or I guess that morning.
Yeah.
The PC one is $5 a month. Right now, you can get it for $1 because they are always having deals. They then announced Game Pass Ultimate, which is different than Xbox Live Ultimate. I understand Xbox Live Ultimate is Game Pass for console and gold together.
Mm-hmm.
Game Pass Ultimate is
It was all three. I
all
think,
three
wasn't it?
Yeah.
for like $15 a month. One thing that's kind of interesting is if you convert your current Xbox Live Gold subscription to a Game Pass Ultimate subscription, which at the moment costs $1 to do, it just takes whatever gold you have banked right now and makes that ultimate. So if you bought a few, Xbox Live years ahead, you have that much of ultimate now for $1.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's, maybe
Very
maybe
cool.
just like right now, go out and buy a couple years, pay the
I might wanna go
dollar,
do that.
and then just lock yourself in. What's cool though is you get PC and Xbox as well, kind of combined, which is that's awesome.
Yep.
Like that's a whole lot of content right there.
Yep. I've been.
What have you been
a whole-
playing on it, Paul?
There's a game actually I've been eyeing a long time on the Epic store for sale that I was just like, well, I want to see what they do for E3 or whatever and see if I could get a better deal on this, called Operencia Stolen Sun. And it's like a dungeon crawling first person RPG type thing. So that's on Game Pass. I put about 10 hours into that. I put about 5 hours into Opus Magnum last night doing some puzzles. Put 10 hours into State of Decay today. Like, I've been just going fucking crazy with shit. And
Game Pass is no joke.
I will say, if you're on PC and you're gonna get this stuff, you're gonna have a few weird loopholes to go through because it's not like fully rolled out. So this is a different app than the one that would come normally installed on Windows 10. The one that comes on Windows 10 normally is now just called the Console Companion app or whatever, because it's their old one basically. That's just like for console management and shit. So you're going to need to get the Xbox beta app. You're going to need to get the update. Windows 1903, I think, is the update. It's called the May update for 2019. And if you'll have to download it manually if it doesn't, like, if your computer can't track it when you, like, look for updates or whatever. And if you have a separate hard drive for games than what you use for your OS, you're going to have to do a little rigmaroling of changing some settings around. Otherwise, no games will download properly. So there's a few hoops to jump through, but it's pretty easy. And then for $1, I have like 100 games that, honestly, I had like 60 of already on other stuff. So, and like maybe 20 of which I don't care about, but there's still 20 games I do care about on there for $1, so that's pretty good.
Right, and like I love getting kind of these small indie games for like backlog stuff, but getting like Microsoft first party stuff day and date is really cool.
Oh, Void Bastards! I've been playing a shitload of Void Bastards.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a good service. I think I've said that once or twice on this show.
Yep.
All right, next was Microsoft Flight Simulator, who saw that coming?
I'm surprised to see that back, but I'm also shouldn't be shocked. It's actually a very popular series.
Happy! Oh my god! I've been playing this I've been playing this Flight X game that's like, it's good for like the flight simulation part, but it's just ugly, just like rectangles and shit. And I would like do the takeoff stuff, and then it's just like, oh, we have 2 hours till we get to San Diego from Seattle, so I'm gonna go like take a shower and like eat lunch or whatever while this plays in the background. Like, so I'm excited. Microsoft Flight Simulator has like an actual thing with actual city stuff, and I'm sure my computer can't run it because it looks like it's gonna be very graphically intense. Ooh,
but
so nice.
You can play it on Xbox as well.
True.
And that's a Game Pass game.
That is a Game Pass game. So excited.
We also got Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition.
Oh, I lost my mind.
With new content, which was also surprising.
Yeah, like what? New content.
New campaign. I'm like, wow, okay.
Also, it looks beautiful. The update to like,
I think it says it's a 4K update now.
Yeah, the update to like the graphics and stuff made it look like a whole new game just by like up-resing those sprites and stuff. It looks really nice.
Age of Empires is Q3 of this year. It's also a Game Pass game. Microsoft Flight was 2020.
Yep.
Next up was Wasteland 3, which I don't remember anything about.
Wasteland 3
that was the drunk dude. It looks like XCOM.
Oh, okay.
It looks so different than Wasteland 2 and 1. Like, man, what a tone change. Holy shit. But yeah, it looks interesting.
No release date on that, but it is a Game Pass game.
Yep, Game Pass game.
All right, next one, and this was a pretty cool reveal. Microsoft announced.
I lost this one. My internet cut out during this, so I never saw this at all.
This was a pretty cool announcement. I think this is another like moment of the show for me. Just in terms of like, I would not have guessed this. Microsoft announced they purchased another game studio, and it was Double Fine.
Honestly, I thought they had done that already for some reason. I was just like, wait, wasn't that already a thing? But no, it wasn't.
Okay. So that's cool, and they showed a trailer for Psychonauts 2, which is now a Game Pass game.
Yeah, but it's still coming out to every platform. Those people who backed it still are getting it on the other systems they would have backed it for.
Yeah.
And someone told me this, and I don't know if this is true or not, but apparently, like, when the original Psychonauts was pitched, it got pitched to Microsoft, and they shot it down and almost shuttered Double Fine because of it. So the fact that they now have bought the studio to make the second one is very ironic and kind of funny.
I'm not sure if that's true. I was watching an interview because Microsoft also had an Inside Xbox stream a couple days later, and Tim Schafer was on that, and he had mentioned how it was Microsoft that like published Psychonauts 1, so it was kind of this nice.
No, they never published Psychonauts 1. That was Majesco.
Okay, well, maybe publishing was not the right word, but Tim made it sound like without Microsoft, Psychonauts 1 would have not happened. So I heard the opposite of what you had said.
Interesting. Well, I'm going to look that up then. Okay.
Next was another Lego Star Wars game, the Skywalker Saga.
Yep.
Which I guess is every movie that's not an offshoot movie.
Yep.
So, yep.
Okay. I found the story for those who want to hear it.
Go ahead.
Mhm.
Psychonauts was based on an abandoned concept that Schaefer had during the development of Full Throttle, which he expanded out into a full game through his then new company Double Fine. The game was initially backed by Microsoft's Ed Freeze as a premier title for the original Xbox. But several internal and external issues led to difficulties for Double Fine in meeting various milestones and responding to testing feedback. Following Fry's departure in 2004, Microsoft dropped the publishing rights, making the game's future unclear. Double Fine was able to secure Majesco as a publisher a few months later, allowing them to complete the game after 4.5 years of development. So Microsoft was important to getting it off the ground, but then they also got dropped. So yeah,
Right.
both is the correct answer.
Next was Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, which was that previously called like Dragon Ball Z Project game.
Yeah, Project RPG or something like that. Project Action RPG.
The following game, 12 minutes. I think it looks really cool.
I'm into it. Yep.
Yeah, that
Yep.
looked cool.
Yep.
It's some kind of like isometric kind of adventure game where you relive like 12 minutes over and over again. Something's going on. It's mystery puzzle stuff. That looks very cool.
Yep.
Way to the Woods, which I think we actually saw last year as well at the show. I don't know. You play as like some kind of light deer. There's orbs. The deers touch each other's nose, and I don't know what's going on, but that game looks cool too.
Yep. It looks neat, especially as a Game Pass game that I don't have to buy separately. That I'm excited
It's
for.
not you too now.
Join us.
No. I mean, I'll get Game Pass, yes, but
yeah,
I don't want to be like, oh, it's Game Pass now, hooray!
No, the reason I'm excited is because this Way to the Woods looks interesting, but I don't think I would drop $20 on it. Interesting.
Okay.
So.
That's like, and I'm sure is like saving a ton of games. Like, I doubt half the people would be talking about like Void Bastards or Outer Wilds if they didn't like launch it to an immediate like million people install base.
Outer Wilds for sure.
You know
I
what?
think
That's
Void
fair.
Bastards is good enough that it would have gotten some talk, but yeah, not as much probably.
I mean, look at like old example, but Rocket League, putting that on PlayStation Plus, like completely changed that game and made it what it is. Gears 5, they showed a whole bunch of Gears 5 stuff.
In weird ways.
Yeah, some weird stage stuff.
Yeah, so they showed the initial story trailer, which technically like was just a zoom in on Kat's face and just showing other characters. It like
didn't show anything really.
If you weren't following the series, you'd be like, what the hell was that?
I'm following the series and I'm still like, what is going on?
Yeah, and then they fired off a bunch of pyrotechnics, and then the stage opened up and the camera zoomed down and there was like this weird hive under the stage.
Yep.
And then they started talking about escape mode, which looked really cool.
Yep.
It was a 3-player cooperative mode where you had to like get away from this place that you were blowing up.
Yeah, you have to like get in, you have to fight your way in, like plant a bomb, and then you got to fight your way out.
Yeah,
and it's all timed kind of. By the way, 3-player co-op seems to be like a new trend. I was seeing that pop up a lot.
See, now some people were pointing that out to me, but I can only remember like 3 games that showed that. So maybe I missed something or some things.
Maybe I don't have it off the top of my head as we've been going through this one. Battletoads was 3 players. If I come across more, I'll highlight them.
I mean, there's a Siege spin-off from the event they did. That was 3 players.
Oh yeah, that's also 3-player.
Right. I think also just seeing 3-player co-op just kind of rings hard for me because 3 players is a weird number.
Yeah.
And until,
but it's easier to get than 4 sometimes.
4 is just round and what we're like used to, like 2 and 4.
Yeah.
And then ever since like Apex, like who has ever done 3 really?
Wait, there's another one. Doom, that new mode where you 2v1.
Oh yeah, 2v1.
Yep.
2 dudes versus the 1.
And I'm sure there's more. Like I said, it was happening a bunch. But
yeah, Secret of Mana and all that.
They only really showed escape mode. They also gave us a release date of September 10th, which is soon.
Yeah, they said there's also, if you have Game Pass and you can pre-order it and you'll get like early content, all that jazz, or if you pre-order the physical version. Then they showed off there's Terminator Dark Fate DLC for the game. You can play as the T-800.
Yeah. That was
just taking a quick step back. They actually specifically said, because Microsoft often does, if you get like the Ultimate Edition, you get it like a few days early.
Yeah.
If you have Game Pass Ultimate, you can play it a few days early. So they're now bringing that over to if you have the Ultimate version of Game Pass, which was kind of interesting.
Sure.
They're also doing a beta for I think Escape and a beta for Horde mode in general. I forget. They had 2 betas listed. July tech test, August Horde mode. That's what it was. Okay.
Yeah. And they said that there's going to do 2 more like announcement type things, one for Horde mode and one for the multiplayer later.
Yeah. And also they had a bunch of WWE superstars downstairs and they made it seem like they were going to do a demo of Escape mode. But then they were like, "No, you got to go to mixer.com to watch that like 5 hours later." I'm like, "What the fuck? Why'd you get them?"
Yeah.
Why show them? I know Xavier, like that was cool, but like you really should have not had them in the conference.
Yeah, that was weird. We keep them in the dungeon here for your entertainment.
Yeah, it was just like, yeah, here's some famous people you know. They're well-known gamers. That we ain't doing shit with them now.
Weird.
There was so many weird things with that Gears segment. As a big Gears of War fan, I was like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, I wish they had shown a little bit more, but at least we'll get something at some point. So,
and at least we got a trailer for Escape mode. That's better than what I thought we were getting at that rate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm kind of just excited about a new mode with Gears because for the most part, it's just been you got your campaign, which is good. You got the multiplayer, which is fine. You got Horde mode, which is usually pretty good. But it's been like those 3 for the last like 4 or 5 games,
Something
since
like
2.
That,
I'm kind of excited for something like really different.
So. Yeah, I'm curious to see how this will be.
They announced a new Xbox Elite controller.
Yeah, it looks nice. It's still almost $200 US. I think $190. I think was what it
something around there. I think I saw it for like 20 off right now or something like that.
Yeah.
People who have that controller love it.
I've heard that. I've heard it's an amazing
though.
Controller, but that is a lot of money to ask for a controller.
Yep. I think for that price, the controller should beat the game for me.
It might. You don't know. That could be a setting.
Yeah.
I was so tempted to get an Elite one, but I couldn't justify it, so I got the custom controller instead from their service, which was like $100 cheaper, and it was still
right. Yeah.
I'm in the exact same boat here again. I'm like, I could really go for that Elite 2, or I could just get another custom controller,
or like 2 of them. Right?
Yeah. It's just like, I can't justify you. You're really cool, but there's no way to justify you. Like, I would have an easier time justifying a fight stick than an Elite controller.
Yeah.
Dying Light 2, they showed more of that. That's coming Q2 of 2020.
Yeah, that's whatever.
The Elite controller, by the way, is October 28th. They then showed a Forza Horizon 4 DLC that's all Lego that I think looks awesome.
Yeah,
that looked real cool, and that was a really logical way to go after the Hot Wheels 1 and 3.
Yeah, after the Hot Wheels one was cool, so this is cool. This is out today, actually, so I should probably go get that.
Yeah. That was weird because they like showed a car on stage.
Dude, I love that because. Literally, like every Microsoft conference, there's like universal constants are there will be a car on stage to go with the Forza. Yeah. And the fact that it looked like a real car, and then later on they pan over like, no, it's Lego.
Yeah.
It's just like that was a master troll move. I love that.
It was really good. Yeah. There's
and that's basically how they showed the trailer too.
Yeah.
Like they showed regular Forza, and then Everything Is Awesome started playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was neat.
Which obviously that's Game Pass. They showed State of Decay 2, more stuff's coming. I guess
today actually, or no,
story content came to it
like a day ago.
Interesting.
Or something. That came out like day of, I think. Yeah, June 9th it says.
June 9th. Okay, yeah.
They showed Gears Pop again.
I thought this was dope. I love Clash Royale. That's what it is.
I was gonna say that's what that is. It's literally Clash Royale with cartoon Gears of War characters.
Yeah, I'm into it. So.
Then they showed Phantasy Star Online 2.
I flipped out. I yelled at the thing.
I laughed so hard when I saw this. I've seen people begging for this game for a decade, and Microsoft is the one who got it.
Do you know how annoying it is to have a VPN just to play a game that only released in Japan?
Have you been playing PSO 2?
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you something. There's a lot of English players in the Japanese game.
Oh, I'm not shocked. There's apparently some big patches in that game where like you can get to make that in English.
So when I saw this, I actually flipped out. Like, I'm so happy.
May 2020 for all console. Well, I guess PS4, Xbox One, and Windows. So you can finally play it in English a decade later.
So I thought it was a new one that was coming here until they showed a little more, and I was just like, wait, what? This is like. I think my buddy Hank said it like concisely when he said, this is like World of Warcraft coming out somewhere for the first time. Because PSO is that big.
Yeah.
So,
It's
yeah.
kind of crazy.
They showed a game called Crossfire X, which I understand is a big game in China.
Yeah.
It's coming over.
I hadn't heard of this either, but then I read up on it and I was like, whoa, this is actually a big deal.
It's a big deal, yeah.
Neat.
Tales of Arise, which had leaked, but it's a new Tales game, and it looks kind of different than a lot of other Tales games. I think it looks very cool.
Your party looked a lot smaller. It looked like you just had the 2 characters.
Yep.
It looked a lot like outside of cutscenes, like in the world, like less anime-like.
Yeah.
So definitely a new look to that. It has me interested for sure.
Yep.
They showed Borderlands 3 again.
Right.
They then showed, again, this was leaked, Elden Ring, which was the From Software and George R.R. Martin.
I want this
title.
so bad. I need to see something of it.
I need to see more of this. It's literally just like a weird concept trailer.
It
but
has From
is very,
Software
like,
on it. I don't like. It's gonna be something I like, probably.
Tales of Arise is 2020. Crossfire X is 2020. Phantasy Star Online is May 2020, and Borderlands is September of this year. Elden Ring, we don't know.
Right.
They talked a little bit about Project X Cloud, but arguably not nearly enough.
Yeah.
They didn't really say much. Kind of that they're just working on it.
Yep.
I would have liked to see more of that. They did a sizzle for Project Scarlet, which was pretty much identical to the Xbox One X sizzle of just like, it's coming, we're working on it, here's the code name again.
Yep.
Who knows? They talked about load times being a big thing that they're interested in.
Pretty much everything they talked about was everything that Sony had talked about at their like little reveal of the PS5.
Yep.
Right.
Like they were talking about solid state drives, like helping load things faster and like designing.
They said it was like 4 times as powerful as the X.
Something like that. Yeah.
It seems like a lot. So who knows about that? We'll find out more later on. And then they finished with Halo Infinite, a big long trailer for that. Master Chief is in that game.
I can't believe it. It's a Halo game.
Yeah. And they said that will be a coming to Scarlet. So we got our first Scarlet game.
Yep.
Neat.
But also, did they say Xbox One as well, or is this site just making a mistake there? Windows, they said for sure. They
said Xbox One, they said PC, and they said continuing on as well, it'll be on Scarlet.
Okay.
So three platforms. That was the Microsoft conference. I had a good time. There was a lot of weird things in there, a lot of cool stuff.
It was all right. I think it was slightly better than last year's, but I would still say it's like an all right conference.
I thought it was way better than last year, but yeah, I still agree with the all right. Except PSO2. Holy shit.
A lot of weird surprises in the conference. I will give it that.
Yeah.
The PSO2 thing was a big surprise. The buying Double Fine was a surprise.
Yeah.
But like
weird.
Oh my god.
Yep.
This is why E3 is a relic, man.
It is. It honestly is, to be.
It is.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that was Microsoft. So next up was Bethesda.
Yep.
And it looks like I don't remember them starting with this, but apparently they did. Elder Scrolls Blades? I thought they started with something else for some reason.
They started with Blades. They said it's coming to Switch, and they showed that version of it.
Yeah.
Right.
They also said that there's like new expansion coming to Blades. I have not been following along with Blades, so I don't.
It was arena
myself.
stuff and all that, apparently.
No, I think it was like a whole like quest line. I remember them saying like quest line and stuff. Maybe arena as well. But again, I didn't pay too much attention to it.
Sure.
They then addressed Fallout 76, and they straight up said we are adding in NPCs to the world.
We're
adding such a weird thing to see such a huge applause for that.
Yeah, I felt uneasy about that one for sure. Actually, there was like drunk guy in this whole conference.
Yeah. No, the funny thing is, I actually know who one of the drunk guys. There were a couple of them.
Okay.
It's a community manager for one of the companies I've worked with before.
Okay.
He was just like the alcohol was free, and I liked the game, so I just had a fucking great time. Apparently that was why. He was just pumped to be there, and he was a little sauced.
Bethesda guy was definitely a term I have heard a lot this week, and I've heard around the office.
It was really funny though. My favorite was, I forget what game it was they were talking about, but literally the dude couldn't get a sentence in without someone going woo, and he had to keep pausing. It was so funny.
Oh no.
Honestly, it was. I think it was a bit much for the entire convention. Like, there's clearly a lot of fans at these now.
Yeah.
But Bethesda was definitely like the highlight of just, you guys, do you just shut up? You are cheering, one guy cheering too much. The Fallout 76 is free for this week. It's already half over, so you have until the 17th. They also announced a battle royale mode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like, what was it 52-person battle royale or something like that?
Right. Yeah.
It's-
52.
It's the Battlefield 5 battle royale. It's like literally the same concept of a like fiery like inferno closing in, and it's it's that.
And it's like you become like the overseer of a vault if you win.
Yeah.
That's also, you can play that right now during, it's a sneak peek they have. I guess that's actually coming out later this year, but you can test out the battle royale.
That's what. You're right. I thought for some reason that was just
Gotcha.
straight up out now.
No, it's a sneak peek. I remember it being like, what is a sneak peek? And so if you download the game for free at the moment, you can play that if you're interested in that. Tango Gameworks came out and showed Ghostwire Tokyo, which
Yep.
just looks weird.
Really cool, and also had the best presentator, all like expo. If you're gonna freak out about Keanu, I'm gonna freak out about, because she was so adorable the entire
I
time.
definitely think
was
she
talking
is
about this
also
game.
one of the highlights
great.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Top 5 in there for sure.
This is apparently Shinji Mikami's protege, and if you've never heard of Shinji Mikami, you have definitely played his games because of Resident Evil, and
What's that?
Devil May Cry and some other stuff he's been involved in. God damn it, Sean.
And the other name for Resident Evil, Evil Within, which is a different game,
Yeah.
weirdly enough.
So like
Biohazard?
she has worked
Yeah.
on, I think, Bayonetta, Evil Within, and a couple other big games like that. Okami.
The Need for
So-
Speed series.
Oh my
No,
God.
I'm just no. Well, what if
So,
though,
yeah.
right?
No, so like there's potential for this game, and the trailer looked really cool. We don't know anything about it. I saw a lot of people saying like this feels like seeing an early Kojima project, because it was like, what happens if people
did
just kind
seem
of
like it.
disappear out of nowhere in Tokyo? And then
Maybe this is
there's, like-
another. Maybe this is the second entry in the genre that is the Strand game.
I was gonna say, is this Death Stranding 2? We're there already. First
Yeah,
one's not
maybe.
even out. And we're getting the
Yeah.
sequel already.
That would be a Kojima move. Yeah, it's hard for me to say that I'm in because there was no gameplay in this, but I
Yeah.
thought the trailer was very cool.
I'm in because
Yeah.
I try
I-
everything Mikami does. So
I'm more.
yeah.
I'm interested to see what this turns into.
For sure. Yep. They did some more Elder Scrolls Online stuff. They did a lot of Elder
Elsewhere,
Scrolls Online stuff.
which seems like the laziest title everywhere, and I love
That
it.
is the most fucking on the nose name for
Elsewhere.
expansion I have ever heard. Like, goddamn.
Yeah.
They then showed Commander Keen.
I hate
That was
this.
pretty funny.
Holy shit, I hated this.
This is a mobile game. It looks like kind of some weird slow action kind of game. I don't really know.
It's weird. Reese is very angry about this one because she grew up on the original Commander Keen games, and
Yeah.
she's like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
I thought this was pretty funny. The theme
I was
song
open
they had.
to trying it out. Yeah, no, I like the Saturday morning cartoon feel. I was open to seeing what this is going to actually be. So this is like you play as Commander Keen's kids,
Yep.
and
Billy
they
and
go on
Billy.
adventures. Yeah, because couldn't
Yep.
make it more confusing.
Yep.
Elder
best
Scrolls
part was-
Legends.
There was like a screenshot of like a family photo, and around the corner you could see other pictures, and I think you can actually see BJ Blazkowicz's twin daughters from Wolfenstein Youngblood, which we'll talk about in a bit,
Oh, really?
in that frame. I was like,
Okay.
what
Oh, weird.
That is weird. Could be friends though. I don't know.
well, apparently, like, he is BJ's son. Like, that's what he was originally. So,
Oh, okay.
or like BJ's son, like grandson or something like that. I forget.
Elder Scrolls Legends, which is their card game.
Yep.
I don't remember what they announced for it, but I downloaded it on my phone and I've been playing it all week.
Yeah, I mean, it's been out for a while, though, hasn't it?
Yep, it has. For some reason, I just wanted a phone game.
No,
Oh,
I'm not talking about you. What did they announce?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I could click on this.
No, I clicked on
What?
it, but it still doesn't tell me because I've played this
Oh,
on
right,
my
it was like
phone.
a live
Oh,
action thing. I think they were just like
Console.
reminding you that it's here.
No, it's going to console is the thing.
Oh,
So,
okay. All right.
Switch,
Yeah, it's going to Switch.
PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
Oh, Twitter's freaking out. Apparently, the Raptors won.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, my friend's
we
been
did it.
like texting me this whole time.
Canada is the best. Eat it.
We
Canada-
did it.
Canada's the
We
best.
won a
Warriors.
sports thing. Hooray!
God, I hate the Golden State Warriors. All right, let's keep going.
It's easy to hate them considering I live next door.
Oh, I'm
it's
sure.
easy to hate them when they keep winning, so it's just like, all right, well, you need a break.
It was
I'm gonna-
funny. My girlfriend went out to watch the game, and I just texted her because like I didn't care. I was like, "Well, I hope my country's team beats your country's team."
Yeah, I get to talk shit to some people on Twitter now. I'm so happy for after this.
Congratulations.
I'm so happy.
Rage 2, they showed some content coming to that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yep.
Wolfenstein Youngblood. This game looks awesome,
Yeah,
That game looks real good.
This is a
and
buy
I
for
hear
me, so.
it is very good.
Okay.
This is coming July 26th, which is real soon, guys.
Yep.
Oh wow, yeah, that's
And
right.
And
you
that is
can
a
play
budget price
co-op.
game. I believe it is a $30 American title.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a co-op game.
Co-op
Yeah,
for
I'm
sure.
excited.
Yep.
Didn't they talk about a VR Wolfenstein as well? It's not on this site.
You're right. They mentioned that right beforehand, which was called Wolfenstein Copilot.
Yeah, it was something about a mech. You drive a mech or something.
Yeah, and you're right. It is on the site.
Weird.
That is weird. I can't wait for that game. Like, Wolfenstein's awesome.
Cyberpilot.
Cyberpilot.
Pilot.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
right. Deathloop, which is the new game
that
from
trailer was real
Arcane,
good.
the Dishonored people and the Prey.
I need
People?
to see what how this
That-
plays.
That trailer was really good.
Yep.
And I kind of trust the studio.
Yep.
So I'm like, I'm excited to see what this turns into. Please be good.
I just
And they
don't know
straight up
what it
said,
is.
like, if you know the games we make, it's going
Yeah.
to be like that. So if you're not
Okay.
into Arcane games, this isn't going to be something different, it sounds like.
Okay.
They then talked about some like middleware called Orion, which
Yeah.
is about like sending games to you easily with slow bandwidths. I don't.
It was about low bandwidth streaming of PC games, basically. So it was like stuff. It's what they're doing for Stadia and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they're not. It's not. I mean, they're not announcing their own streaming service.
No, they're just. This is the tech behind it. Apparently.
Yeah, I think they're kind of just getting out there. I'm assuming they're seeing everyone's doing streaming, and they're like, "Hey, why don't you come use us or
Yeah.
license our tech? We're really good with tech."
I mean, it's an industry show. This makes sense for sure.
Yep. Doom Eternal.
Oh
this
my
game-
god,
This is
that
what I
looks
came
so
for.
So good.
Yeah.
Like,
So good.
Holy shit, this game
Uh,
looks so good.
I will say, I'm gonna be the bummer a little bit here. I don't know if I like the whole like angel heaven thing. I didn't like that look.
Yeah, no, dude, come on.
I didn't
Doom's
like it.
all about fucking up hell and shit like that. This makes perfect sense.
I kind of like just how dumb things are getting with this, and how at the end of the day, all they care about is like a guitar solo and a big shotgun.
Shotgun. I'm always just a fan of hearing that shotgun every time.
There is a point where the Doom guy comes across this big ass gun.
Yeah.
And then he stops it from shooting, and he loads himself into the gun, and then shoots himself through space, like blasting into like some wall, and he's ready to fuck shit up.
Yep. That's a thing.
This is coming November 22nd.
It looks real stupid. I'm in.
I
And then, yeah, they
cannot
talked about
wait.
the multiplayer too. That 2v1 thing where you're the Doom Slayer and you have two people that are like high-end demons, and you have to kill each other.
We'll have to
Yep.
see how that plays out, because that didn't look that impressive to me from what they showed, but I'm sure they're still working on it. It seemed early.
I mean, after Doom 2016, like, I'm ready. I trust you guys. And it reminded me, I never finished Doom 2016, and I really need to do that.
You should do that.
Me too.
Yeah, you should do that too.
All
All right, that's it.
right, that was Bethesda. So Devolver was next.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
which
wait,
I-
I didn't want to rate Bethesda first before we. I was kind of on this one.
Yep.
On Bethesda.
Yep.
Doom was definitely the highlight, and Deathloop.
So
Yeah, the thing with Bethesda is it's a lot of games I don't play. But then the games I do play from them, I cannot wait for what's coming next. Like Wolfenstein, Doom. That looks awesome.
I mean,
I'm still at this weird
yeah.
point where I feel like Bethesda doesn't need a conference.
Yeah, no, because the stuff that I was excited for is the stuff I'm already gonna get. Like, I knew I was gonna get Wolfenstein. I knew I was gonna get Doom. I don't care about Fallout 76. Honestly, I wanted to see how they apologized for it, and they kind of didn't. They just said thanks for standing by us.
They really didn't. They made it seem like, yeah, thanks for coming back.
Yeah.
They made a quick joke. I was honestly surprised. I thought they would have spent a bit more time on it.
I think they should have. Like, it deserved a little more time. A little bit, but whatever. Ghostwire Tokyo was the thing for me. I was like, I didn't know about this. This looks like it might be something I'm going to be interested in. This is now on my radar.
That and Deathloop, and
Deathloop,
obviously
yeah.
we knew Doom was going to be good.
Sure. Yep.
Over on Devolver, I only came about halfway into this, so I don't know a ton of it.
I watched the whole thing. I'm gonna be real. I think Devolver wrote themselves into a corner after the first conference they did, and I think they don't know what they want to do anymore.
They want to do movies, is what they want to do.
Yeah, there's there's an overarching plot now to their conferences,
Yeah.
and I'm kind of okay with that. And I'm also like, really?
Yeah.
I do like that they have the silly theatrics going on, and I
love the silly theatrics.
These things are like 20 minutes. They're pretty short. They show some cool games. Like if it's a game published by Devolver, I'm probably gonna like it. They make some real good choices.
Yeah.
So I'm fine. I think if the conference went on any longer, it would be a bit much for me.
My problem is like you missed the beginning, and it was like 7 minutes of them just setting up the plot of the direct.
Oh, okay.
And then it became the direct. The actual direct itself was great. It was a really nice takedown of like Nintendo Directs, basically. Down to the point where they even had like the graphics like almost be the same.
Right.
But then like I don't know. It was all a RoboCop parody, and I love RoboCop, and I enjoyed the parody, but I'm also like, this is not going the way I think you think it's going, guys, unfortunately. And then like it ends with a RoboCop, or no, sorry, with a Terminator. Parody and setup, and I'm like, oh no, what are they gonna do next year?
I don't want them to stop though, because every other conference is pretty like by the books. Like this is a presentation.
Yeah,
and Devolver
it's different, and I appreciate that, but I'm also kind of like.
So I don't actually want them to talk about games. I just want half an hour every week of a movie is what I want. I don't care about the game part. I'm gonna look at it and then buy it probably. So whatever. Give me that.
Someone told me Kind of Funny had a conference this year, and it was apparently a better like parody of E3 press conferences than Devolver's was.
Interesting. I didn't watch that. I know they did have some kind of show. It was all about indie games and whatnot.
Apparently theirs was a better like parody than Devolver, but I also have not seen it. So
yeah, me neither.
But either way, let's go to the games. After their lead up, they started doing a direct. They introduced a game called Fall Guys, which was basically. How do I even describe this?
A weird battle royale.
It's a battle royale that basically seemed like Wipeout.
Yeah.
It was a Wipeout battle royale. That's probably the best comparison I can have based on that trailer. Like you were dodging obstacles. You had to like jump through like Plinko.
Right, yeah. So you're not battling each other, but you're all running through an obstacle course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm surprised this hasn't been done.
I am too.
I would check this out.
Yep.
Yeah, honestly, it seemed all right.
Yep.
This looks like the kind of thing where I'd go, yeah, and then I'd have a smile on my face.
Yep.
Okay. This is Q1 2020. I came in at this next one, Devolver Bootleg, which I haven't. It's already for sale.
Yeah.
Yep. I picked it up. I haven't.
You might want to pick it up now. It has a launch sale going on of 1% off.
It's 1% off.
Yeah.
Which I think is pretty funny.
So I thought this was a joke until people are like, no, it's on this. It's for sale. Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is a $5 game where they just made a bunch of like parodies for other games they've published.
Yeah, so like Hotline Milwaukee instead of Hotline Miami.
Yeah, there's 8 games in here. It's Enter the Gun Dungeon, Hotline Milwaukee, Ape Out Jr., which I think is very funny.
That's really good.
Shooty Boots, which I'm not sure what is.
Downwell.
Downwell. Yep. Luftrausers 3.
So Luftrausers.
Absolvers, which is Absolver.
Yeah.
Cat Game. I'm not sure what that's his parody on. Maybe Duck Game.
Could be Cat Quest.
Okay.
Could be Cat Quest.
Yeah.
And then Piku Niku Ball Stars.
That's pretty good. All right.
It's again, like $5. It's all weird, like 8-bit kind of games, parodying like the other games. So apparently it's been fun. Apparently, from what people have said.
Yeah, I for $5, like I'll pick this up. I want more kind of silly stuff like this. All right, let me change my page. And then they announced an arcade cabinet. Enter the Gun House of the Gun Dead.
So before the conference, they tweeted out that we are announcing, was it 5 games or something like that in their conference, and one of them is $5,000. So I'm guessing this is the $5,000 game.
Yeah. That's a good name. The Enter the Gungeon people have some good names for their games.
So
House of the Gun Dead. That's so clever.
I have to ask, John, are you considering this at all?
It's $5,000.
That's not an answer.
That's a no.
Okay. Where are we gonna play this then? We have to convince.
You know what?
One of the
I saw
arcades here
some
to
people
do it.
trying to convince the Rec Room to buy it, so
Okay.
who knows?
Okay, cool. I want to play this so bad.
It's a light gun shooter, by the way.
Yeah,
It's a 2-player cooperative light gun dungeon crawler.
yeah.
And it is only coming to arcade machines. They stress that, like, we're not porting this right away. Like, if you're gonna get it ported, it's years from now.
That's 2020. They then showed a new game called Carry On, which
That
comes
looked
out
kinda neat.
June 1st. That's like might be the furthest out game I've seen a release date with.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Which this game, I don't really even know how to describe it. You're some kind of weird, gross slug monster.
Yep.
Imagine if you were the Thing from the movie The Thing.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep. Sure.
You're running around like making people explode and like making yourself bigger and stronger. So you
Kind of makes me think of like
wreak havoc.
Prototype, if you guys remember that game.
Yep.
Sort of.
A little bit.
But yep, there's another game. Then they showed Picnic Panic, the Messenger DLC, which I was pretty excited for. That music was playing again. And this is July 11th. And I think if I remember correctly, this is a free download.
Yes, free DLC.
So I'm sure you guys are stoked.
I am.
Played that at PAX East. It looks good.
They then showed My Friend Pedro again,
Yep.
which comes out in a week.
I still can't get a feel for this game. Like, it looks so automated watching like their trailers.
It's weird. This is the weird like ballet shooter with
Yeah.
Anna mascot.
Yep.
So
I wish I'd play this at like PAX when I've had chance, because I look at the trailers, I'm like, I can't tell how much control you have doing all this.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty much it for the Devolver conference. That's when they started going into the Terminator parody.
Right.
It was okay, but I feel like this is their weaker one. I feel like their first one was strongest, and they've gone down in quality since.
All
But
right.
the games themselves were good.
Going through this site, I guess there was a VR conference that I did not watch.
I didn't either.
Oh yeah, what is this? I don't recognize this.
I actually do remember hearing of a VR conference. Yeah, I didn't.
yeah.
watch
What is
it.
hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades? Fortress? What the hell is that?
Could not tell you.
PUBG? Looks like a PUBG.
No, like that's literally like the outfits of the TF2 characters.
Oh yeah,
though, in that.
this is TF2 for
picture.
sure.
I mean,
Well,
it has
that's hot
Fortress in the name.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess we got some homework to do afterwards.
Arizona
Um,
Sunshine's getting DLC. Nice.
I did watch the PC Gamer Show,
Yeah.
so we can go through some of that. I don't really want to go through every trailer, so I'll just kind of talk about the stuff that stuck out to me.
Okay.
Paul, I don't know if you watched this
I
or
did.
John.
Yeah.
I saw some of the announcements. Evil
Okay.
Genius 2 got an
Yeah,
announcement. which
I
was
don't know what that
surprising.
is.
I never played the first one.
Yeah. I'm gonna call out Unexplored 2. I don't know what the first game is, but this looked very cool.
Unexplored 1 is a roguelike, kind of like a top-down dungeon crawler. Think like almost like a Legend of Zelda style game.
Sure. This other one made me think of Below, kind of.
Okay, sure.
But again, roguelike. I don't know, it looks kind of cool. Mutant Year Zero is getting some DLC, which that's a cool game that is too hard for me to keep playing.
Yeah, the Big Moose Man.
Yeah, a big moose man for sure.
Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, I'm just in for, so like they don't need to keep showing that. I'm gonna look at that when it comes out. So that's it.
Last Oasis looks very cool. You like
I saw. Or yeah, keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, you like build these weird like wooden mech ships and then battle each other.
Yeah, you make what are they called? They're like Strong Beasts or whatever.
Yes, that's what they're called. That's exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
That looked kind of cool.
Actually,
I had a
Conan
bunch of my
Chop Chop.
freaking out about Conan Chop Chop. What is this? Because I had a bunch of people on my feed freaking out about it, but I didn't
So-
look into it.
It's the only Conan game that looks good, for one thing. But
Wow. Okay.
no, but more
God
importantly,
damn.
it was a April Fool's joke that became a game, basically. So yeah. I don't know. I think it looks cute.
What is it though?
A what would you like a hack and slash, like killing a whole bunch of hordes of things with friends type thing.
So it's a cartoony hack and slash.
Yeah,
2D roguelike is what this site says it is.
Okay, I didn't know it was like a roguelite, but I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. It looks cute.
Interesting.
Griftlands looks very cool.
Which one's? Oh,
this
yeah.
Is the next game. This is the next game from Clay.
From Clay.
Which
Yeah.
I guess it was supposed to be some kind of brawler at one point, but then they switched it into a card battling game. But you can also use cards to like talk to people, so you can like convince people to do stuff. It's like an action adventure game where all of your actions are depicted by cards.
Yeah.
Which seemed pretty interesting. I thought that was cool, and I like Clay a lot. They make some very good games.
Yep. Remnant from the Ashes. I've been wanting to know what that game is for a while, so it was kind of neat to see that. That's just probably going to be a thing that doesn't get talked about because it looks kind of generic, but I'm sure I'll probably take a look at it at some point. That comes out soon too, in like August, I guess.
August, yeah.
All right, this next one might be one of the games I'm most excited about from this show.
Okay.
Chris Tales.
Holy shit, you skipped so many. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about a couple of those, but yeah, let's talk about Chris Tales.
Yeah, let's.
Again,
I was thinking like, man, he really liked Planet Zoo apparently.
Planet Zoo's great looking.
Yo,
but
don't
yeah,
take the spotlight away from Chris Tales.
It's so I
All
played
right,
the
tell us
demo
about
for
Chris
it,
Tales.
and
This-
it's amazing.
This game looks absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
There's a demo for it. I haven't played it, so Paul could probably talk more about it. But it's an RPG where you can you are at all times playing the past, present, and the future. The screen is like split into 3, and it just looks so crazy gorgeous. I need to like play this.
So it is a turn-based RPG where you play like a character that's called like, I think a time mage or whatever is what they call it. So think of the screen and then like think of the middle of it being a big triangle. That's the present, and then like the little triangle on the left side is the past, and the other triangle on the right side is the future. And at all times you can kind of see like how the world's was, is, and will be depending on what you're doing. And you kind of use like this time hop mechanic to like go between them, to go into the past to like find out something to help somebody in the present, which will help the future like not suck, blah blah blah. But more importantly, that stuff works in combat, and it's amazing.
Ooh.
It's
What?
fucking
How?
amazing. So I'm gonna just tell you what the demo thing is, because it's so dope. It like, you have to just listen. So there is this boss that they like you start you off at, and you can't beat them because they're a giant, like, they're twins with like 2 halves of a giant shield, and every time you attack them they just kind of like close the shield up and you can't do anything to them. And later on, like at the end of this like half an hour demo, you find out that the way you beat them is by changing it to the like soaking them with a water spell, changing it to the future so that their shield is rusted and you can break through it. That's fucking dope. So
Some cool puzzle solving involved.
yeah, and it has
I'm excited.
it has the Mario RPG thing of like hitting a button when you attack to do more damage, or when you get like attacked to defend.
Oh, sure.
So it's got timed hits. Okay.
Yeah. Oh my
That's
god.
2020, by the way.
Oh my god.
All right, we got to talk about some things you skipped, because you
Yeah.
skipped fucking Shenmue 3.
Yeah.
And that has
Okay.
got some stuff going on with it.
That looks like Shenmue,
boy.
man. Go figure.
Oh my god, I watched the gambling trailer they put out. I'm like, "Oh my god, this is just Shenmue 1 with better graphics." They literally did what they said they were going to do. Like right down to the voice acting. I was
Yep.
stunned. There's a big controversy going on about Shenmue 3 right now.
Oh, no.
It comes out. Oh, have you not heard about this?
I haven't. No.
Oh boy, November 19th. It is Epic Play Store.
Yeah,
Epic
that's
Game
right.
Store exclusive.
For a Kickstarter.
And supposedly, yeah. So, and it was a Kickstarter game. So
Yeah.
now people were promised Steam keys. So now people are upset about this because it ain't going to be on Steam anymore, apparently. Or if it is, it's coming out a year later. Now, I don't know if they've clarified this yet. They've had a couple days to clarify this. I don't know if they have, but
Okay.
the last rumor I heard was that people that wanted Steam keys are getting Epic Game Store keys instead. And obviously, people are very upset because people are upset about the Epic Game Store to begin with. I don't know if that is changing or not.
I mean, there's no way in hell you can ask these people to download a different game client on their computer.
You know what? I really have many things to say about that subject, but this is one of those few times I think they might actually have a genuine point.
I actually agree for this, for sure. This is a weird, like, bait and switch almost type thing going on.
Yeah, no, I mean, going against something that you've already kind of said, that's not cool. But it's not like they don't have access to this game. It's not like it's not.
No, it's not exclusive to a different computer type. It's not like suddenly you need a Mac to get the game.
Exactly.
If you have a PC, you can still get the game. It's just it's not what it. The thing is, you're not getting on the service you asked for, but the service is still active. Yeah. Usually, when that happens, it's a service that's no longer active. So this is a weird, like, this has never come up before. What are we gonna do situation? And
yeah.
I had heard a rumor, and I don't know if it was real, that apparently Steam codes were getting sent out a year later when it's no longer exclusive to the Epic Store, and I don't think that's an acceptable response.
Well, I'm assuming you'll have your choice. Like they'll send out a thing saying how would you like your code, and if you choose Steam, it'll say, like, in brackets, the release date for this one is 2020, blah blah blah.
No one is going to accept that, though.
No, for sure. Like,
no one's going to accept that.
Right, but I this is no different than when a Kickstarter says, like, hey, we're no longer coming to Vita anymore. So if you wanted Vita, like, you can either get a refund or you can switch.
I mean, that's different though, because the Vita is considered obsolete. Steam is nowhere near obsolete.
I guess that's a bit different.
I am not a defender of Steam. I think the whole thing that's going on with Epic Games Store is stupid. Like, everyone being so upset about it. But this is one of the few times where I'm like, I think they actually have a point.
Right. I mean, the cynical thing you can look at is they chose to go this exclusive route because they wanted to try and get more of a cut, or Epic.
Oh, I wasn't aware of this. A couple people in chat are saying they are specifically not offering refunds.
That's also very weird. Then, like, that's a reason. That's a whole other reason to be upset.
I think that's like a separate topic. Like, period. Yeah.
There's a lot of weird points about this, but I'm going to be real with you guys. This whole Shenmue 3 Kickstarter nonsense to begin with has had a lot of weird things about it. So this just feels like yet another misstep that whole
this game needs to come out and be such a slam dunk. Like, if it's not,
it's not gonna be. It's not gonna be. I'm gonna be real with you. Like,
but
like Shenmue has become obsolete because of Yakuza. Yakuza has basically eaten that series' lunch. Yeah. The only reason people are going to play Shenmue 3 is because Shenmue 2 ended on a cliffhanger and they want to see where the hell it's going. But they've already said Shenmue is a 5-game series.
Oh, no.
So this game's going to end on a cliffhanger as well.
Great.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that this game is, like, if it doesn't just, like, knock it out of the park, it's going to be like, what was this worth? Like, was it really worth going through all the trouble?
I legitimately think you're not going to get a Shenmue 4 or 5. I think there's been so many weird-ass missteps, so unless this is the greatest game known to mankind, Shenmue's done.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Good riddance? Like, I kind of don't care about those games.
Even, although, I could see it from a developer standpoint, I bet they know that.
Yeah.
They
have to.
Stupid.
They'd be insane not to know that
so,
at this point.
Even if they may have said it's a 5-series game, I could see them making this, like, finish with some kind of conclusion that they're happy with. Because they're going to be realistic and, like, there's no way we're going to get to tell the rest of that story. Like, we need to wrap this up in some way.
Yeah.
Definitely they leave some avenues.
There's no way they're going to do it.
I guess
knowing the lead dev on this, I think he's got too much pride. I think he's going to end it it's going to end on another cliffhanger. And people are going to like, all right, when's Shenmue 4? And then people are like, oh, the reaction was so muddled about this game, we're not getting it.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, who knows?
It's a really messed up situation in general, and this is not helping it.
I'm going to change gears a little bit here and say I loved Planet Coaster, and Planet Zoo looks delightful.
Sure. Yep.
Oh, it's those devs? Okay, I wasn't actually aware of that.
Yeah. Yep. But, like, it's a zoo, and I care about zoos more than I care about theme parks, so I'm so in.
There was nothing left from the PC one for me, so if you guys have more to say, keep going.
Okay, Song of Conquest, holy shit. A Heroes of Might and Magic 2-like game coming out in, like, what is this, 2020 probably? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I hope this actually comes out. But this is not going to sell well. I'll be the only person probably that's listening to this right now and talking in this podcast that will care, but goddamn, I'm happy. Vermintide 2 Versus seems like it should have been there from the get-go. That's a basic Left 4 Dead thing that it's weird that it wasn't, so that makes sense. Auto chess, I've been playing that on my phone. Coming to PC makes sense. Valfaris, oh my god, I played this demo too, and it's really, really good. It's made by the guy who made Slain, and Slain was really, really good. This is the futuristic, techie horror version of Slain. So instead of like a medieval setting, you have like a laser gun and an energy sword, and it is metal as fuck. It is so cool. I love it.
Oh, was Slain actually good? I kept looking at this and I was just like, I can't tell if this looks like something I'd like or not.
I mean, you like Castlevania games, so I would say yes.
Yeah.
If you don't,
Okay.
I would say no.
Yeah, because I'm looking at that picture for Valfaris, and that just looks like futuristic Contra.
It is. Yeah. So
Okay.
Slain is more like a Castlevania. This is more like a Contra, a futuristic Contra.
All right. Well, I'm gonna keep Slain in mind then.
Yeah. Terraria Journey's End is huge. Huge update finishing off that game, and Relogic will be doing their next project now.
Wait, isn't this the second last update?
No, this is the last update.
That's why it's called Journey's End, I'd assume.
I could have sworn I heard them say penultimate, but I wasn't super paying attention.
Nope. They said they will be supporting it, like, if they need to with patches and stuff, but this is the last thing. So that game is going to have an end, and they will start on their next project, which they haven't announced yet, but they have been working
How
on.
long has Terraria been even in development?
Oh, that's a good question.
It's been a long time.
A long time, yeah.
Been a long time, yeah.
I mean, it's out. Like 1.0 is out. They're just continuing to support it.
It was initially released in 2011, so...
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, it's a 8-year-old game still getting content. That's crazy.
Yep. Man, that game is so good. I'm surprised, Sean, you don't care about Telling Lies at all, because they showed more of that. The Her Story devs.
Oh, I didn't even realize it was the Her Story person, so I'm more interested in that for sure.
Yeah, we've talked about that on the show before, but they showed a little bit more of that, and the main dude, I can't remember his name, the guy from Upgrade, the main guy, the producer of this anyways, and...
Sam Barlow?
No, the actor guy.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. Anyways, he came on stage to talk about it, and yeah, it looks like Her Story, but better, because they're like, you can actually just click on stuff that people are saying in the captions and then search them that way, and like, yeah, it looks really, really cool and much more intricate because there's way more people in it, and it's probably going to be very good. I'm excited for it. I didn't care that much about the Warframe stuff, but I have been told by people that I talk to regularly that are super into Warframe that this is a huge update. Seems like they're adding like space combat stuff and like boarding other people's ships and stuff, which is kind of dope. So that's neat for them. I don't know what Genesis Noir was at all.
Yeah, I'm looking at that picture. I'm like, that looks like my aesthetic, but what the heck is it?
It's like, it seems to be some like weird jazz noir kind of thing. I don't even know what the gameplay is.
About the creation of the universe or something. But yeah, I don't know what the gameplay is.
It says adventure, so I assume adventure game.
Yeah. I guess Maneater is a game where you play a shark that gets bigger, which is funny to me, so I'll probably check that out if it's like cheap at some point. And I didn't care about El Hijo at all. So that's it for that.
Yep. Hard to really give it like an opinion on this show because it's a lot of stuff I don't play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they had a lot of announcements, so kind of neat.
Mm-hmm.
Ubisoft was next, and they started off the show with Watch Dogs Legion, which had been leaked already. But I think this game looks real good.
That honestly looked really good.
Yeah,
so the main point of the game this time around is that you can basically put anyone you want in your team. Like, you recruit random NPCs that you find around the map. They have their own lives, and like once you do their recruitment mission, like they're in your squad, you can switch them whenever you want. But there is permadeath on these characters, so if they die, that's it. Like their story ends.
Yeah.
The scale of this game is a huge question because they keep saying you can play as anyone. They said it so many times and so many different ways. Like they really wanted to hammer home. You can add like anyone to your squad.
I'm worried about this
they
because
said
like
every character will be different. They all have like voiced lines, dialogue, and when they were showing cutscenes, they were referring to these people like by name,
yeah,
which
I am
it
worried
sounds
about this
insane.
because
Like
they showed
how?
like a character selection screen of at least like 30, 40 people. So like they can't literally mean everyone, otherwise I'd get the bad guys the
So
squad.
honestly,
But,
I was
like-
thinking about this, and I think the way that they probably do it is that they just have all this stuff programmed on the back end, and then they randomly generate when you actually find somebody of note, like for that person,
Sure,
and then they
but
apply
then
it.
how many different voices did they record?
However many like is in the back end. So I don't know. That's probably a lot still.
And these
Yeah.
people have specific names that they call out in voiced lines. So that would mean every line
Yeah.
or every voice actor has to say every named version of this as well.
But what I'm saying is that like if you see an NPC, I don't think that's like Steve or whatever until like you put your thing on him to like see who is this person. Like I don't think they're all actually programmed in the world. I think it just kind of
Okay,
it.
so you think it's just pulling from a pool of
And then
like pre-recorded
and
voice
then it
actors
sticks
and
it.
stuff?
Yeah.
Right. But the way
Yeah.
they make it sound is that pool will
It's
be
huge.
absolutely huge.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be, for sure.
And like so like and I'm just thinking like from like a voice recording standpoint, saying getting every voice actor to say every person's name in these sentences
Seems
like
like a
holy
nightmare.
smokes, like
Yeah.
I'm so, or the other end of it is, you know, we recorded like 20 people and actually there's only 5 difference. Once you get a 6th person, it just repeats, which that obviously won't be the case. That would be really such a bummer. But
Yeah.
what is the number where it does start to repeat? Because it has
Right.
to at some point, right?
Yep.
Like it has to.
Yep, it does, for sure.
Yeah.
But the
Yep.
fact that they're hammering home, like they seem so confident in how open this is. Like Ubisoft has a lot of people. Like I'm curious. I'm so curious what this is. What the scale of
This game has the potential to be either absolutely incredible and mind-blowing or a huge dud.
Sure.
And that's scary. Like there's not really an in-between. It's probably going to be one or the other.
I can't see it being a dud. I could maybe see the promise of you can be anyone, like us being able to see behind the curtain a little too soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the game, from like a gameplay stand, will be pretty competent. Like Ubisoft knows their way around open world games at this point.
I like the other Watch Dog games. I thought they were super fun. So
Yeah, I need to play those. Like this one seems so good. I really want to
Like-
play those.
yeah, maybe just play 2.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot.
Yeah.
Skip the first one, basically.
first
I've
one
heard like
is-
the first main character really sucks.
It's so self-serious, and he is so mad all the time. But yeah, it's really.
See, that would
really
kind of
edgy.
make me play it because I always want to see how shitty a main character he is.
He's really bad. What I'm gonna think super optimistically here, and I know this won't be the case, but what if they could infinitely just have like no?
That would
repeating
be
lines?
legit impressive.
I mean,
Because-
theoretically, with the number of developers they have, and obviously they're going to be supporting this game, every update they could just be adding in more
No,
voice
I'm
lines.
talking about every week when they do like their normal patch cycle from the cloud. What if they added in more?
That's what I mean. Like
Yeah,
they're-
that would be
like,
incredible.
They
That would
have
be
a team
incredible.
there that
Yeah.
is just, hey, your job now is you're going to record new people every week.
Every week.
You're going to put it in the game. Like maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's why I am so curious what the scale of this game actually is.
Yeah, I want to see more about this game. When was this promised to come out?
It's
March.
this year.
March
Oh,
6th.
sorry, March 6th. My bad. Another March game though. And once again, this is Clint Hawking.
Yeah.
The lead dev on Far Cry 2.
I love Clint Hawking. Also, John wasn't here last week, but it makes sense now. We were talking about like how do you hack into people to be anyone? It's like, oh, we're stupid. You just actually recruit them.
Yeah,
True, yeah.
you plug them in so they actually get to like communicate each other.
Yeah, exactly.
They did a couple things before the Ubisoft conference started, including introducing that Assassin's Creed Odyssey is getting a story creator mode where you
Right.
can make your own like storylines and like your own game
Quests.
content, basically. Yeah.
Weird. Okay.
You didn't hear about this at all, Paul?
No, I didn't look into
I
this.
read a quick article. It seems like it's not super fleshed out, but knowing Ubisoft, they'll probably keep hammering this thing until it's a lot cooler than we could even imagine.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I want to just make a quick mention of that. That seemed
That's
like
dope.
a cool idea.
Yeah.
Mythic Quest was the next thing they talked about, and this was super weird.
I'm so
the guy from
conflicted on
Always Sunny in
this.
Philadelphia comes out,
Yeah.
and I guess he has a TV show, and somehow Ubisoft's helping making it a thing.
Yeah, we were trying to
I-
figure out how, and then we were like, do you think they're just like we're contracted to do the like fake game stuff? that
Well, I
you
think
see?
Ubisoft, I believe they have their own studio now, and it's stuff that's covering like it did Assassin's Creed. It's doing that Division movie. Like I think they have their
Oh, I
own
see.
movie studio, and I'm assuming it's just
Part of
Affiliated
that.
with
they're
that.
good with cameras.
Gotcha.
Here you go. Yeah, I don't know.
Weird.
I haven't watched It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, so I really have like no opinion on this.
So for those who don't know what this is, it is a show about game development. It is about a studio that is released. It's basically a parody of Blizzard, is what it is. It's a company that released a MMO called Mythic Quest. It got extremely popular. It's like the most popular MMO of all time. And now they're about to release their new expansion, Raven's Banquet. And it's all about the dev and the very eccentric, like,
Yeah,
studio project lead that is above it.
I think it
Like the
looks
trailer
fun.
they showed was basically a weird like parody of that. I'm so conflicted on it. I can see like in the little bit of trailer they had some like actors that I recognized from shows. Like
Yep.
one of the guys from Community is on there. Obviously
Abed,
it's
yeah.
Sunny guy there.
Yeah.
It has the potential to be extremely cringy, which
Yeah.
worries me.
Yeah, it does. But I kind of like cringy humor, like The Office. So
Hmm.
I might
It makes
be
me
into
think, what was that like D&D video game show? Wasn't it called like The Guild or something?
Oh yeah, the Guild.
You're right.
never
it
watched
does have
that.
that feel. Actually,
So it just makes me think of like, oh yeah, that's that like video game show I don't watch.
yeah, I did.
I was
watch
gonna say
that.
Code Monkeys, which was also kind of a thing, but that was with sprites.
I kind of like Code
Yeah,
Monkeys.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm conflicted on this. I need to see more
Okay.
because
Yeah, fair enough.
what they showed did not sell me on it.
Yeah.
Next game was a new operative for Siege, like a James Bond fellow, basically.
Yeah, that's not news though. That was announced like weeks ago. It's out
Okay,
now.
that's the next thing they showed.
Yep.
Following that, a Brawlhalla DLC coming with Adventure Time stuff.
Yeah, you can play as Finn, Jake, and Princess Bubblegum.
Yep.
And you get a stage as well.
Yep.
They talked about Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint some more.
Yep.
They had a dude come out with his dog.
That was another E3
Right.
highlight.
His
That's
dog
why I brought it
Batman.
up because I knew you were going to say that.
Another E3
I actually
highlight.
did forget. Yeah, that was a good dog. That was a very well behaved dog.
Yeah.
They showed off a mobile game, Tom Clancy's Elite Squad, that just seems to be like all their games matched together in some.
So I've been playing this actually. It's been on early access.
Oh, it's
for
already
phones.
out. Okay.
I did
Yeah.
not know it's already out.
Well, it's been in early access for Android to
Okay.
play.
Is it good? It looked kind of okay.
It's a tactics game actually, but it's
That's
also
very interesting.
it's also a gachapon game because
Son
of
of a
course it
bitch, I
is.
knew it.
So
I'm a lot less interested then.
yep, yeah. Keep that in mind.
But hey, Sam Fisher's a character, so there you go.
He is a character.
Honestly, yeah. Okay, so spoilers for another thing. They don't show a new Splinter Cell. How
I
do
know,
you not
right?
announce a new Splinter
I
Cell?
know. I know. I was a
And
little.
the stars had aligned.
It was
You had
weird.
all
Wasn't
the
yeah?
crew.
Wasn't there like were they showing that they were working on one
Yeah.
somewhere?
So many things were like teased or leaked. There was the Wildlands stuff. Splinter Cell. Sam Fisher gets shown very prominently in this Elite Squad thing. Like one after another, it was like Splinter Cell's coming, and they didn't announce one. Like holy smokes!
Yeah. What a bummer, for sure.
Just Dance is still a game.
On Wii.
Yeah.
On Wii.
It's still coming out on Wii. It's still coming out on Wii. God bless him.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yep.
It still sells well enough to keep coming out on the Wii.
Is any other game still coming out on the Wii?
So I looked this up for Throne Controllers a while ago. Out of the last like 5 or 6 games that have come out for the Wii, 4 of those were Just Dance, and 2 of them I think were Just Sing, which I forget if that's Ubisoft as well or not.
Okay.
But yeah, for a couple years in a row, it was Just Dance and Just Sing coming out, and that was it. And I think now it is just Dance coming out every year.
Is this coming to Wii U as well?
No,
So
it is skipping
they're
Wii U.
skipping that.
Yes.
That is incredible that the Wii has lasted longer than the Wii U's, and
I know. And the Wii U has a Wii built into it, so
it is a Wii.
yeah.
Anyway, and it looks better. Yeah. Anyway, For Honor, more stuff with that.
Yep. Neat.
Then they showed the already leaked Rainbow Six Quarantine.
I'm excited for this actually because I really liked that PvE event that lasted only like a month. So
Right, which they described as what Siege does for PvP, Quarantine will do for PvE.
Yeah, they're
which
wrong.
is very exciting for me as someone who enjoyed Siege,
Yeah.
and doesn't care about the extremely toxic community I have to deal with.
Sure. But I mean, this is Left 4 Dead. So.
I like Left 4 Dead.
No, I know, but I'm just saying that they're a little up their own butt about how self-important this is.
I am curious to see how this is going to actually be, though. It would be cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, they got to use buzzwords and whatnot, but I mean, Siege is super tactical. If they can bring any kind of that, tacticalness you need to something like Left 4 Dead, that's a new twist.
So you didn't play the PvE event then? It's like
I didn't.
It's kind of the same idea of you have an objective, you go there, and it's usually like rescue a person, and then when you talk with them or whatever, it's like, we got to get you out of here. Oh no, the horde's coming. We have a minute to set up defenses. All right, well, let's like reinforce the walls and your castle, so do the windows, and like it's that. So
cool.
Yep.
Again, and then you mentioned 3-player co-op, and it's just Q1.
Yep.
They talked a bunch about the different, I think they said episodes or chapters or whatever for the Division 2.
Yeah, they
a bunch
laid
more
out
content
the
coming.
roadmap.
I'm super curious about that. I'm curious if you need to get the season pass or if base players are going to get access to any of this stuff.
Probably not. They have this under year 1, and if they do it like Siege does, you'll probably have to buy the year 1 pass for like $40 or $50 or whatever. But honestly,
I know there's supposed to be some content that is for people that did not get the pass. I just don't know what the differentiation is.
Sure.
And they didn't mention it.
I'm super excited for this. I think the chapters and the side stories are going to be part of the pass, and stuff like the raid will be part of the free to play stuff.
Yeah, they did mention a second raid will be coming in their chapter 3, which is early 2020, they said. Yeah. They also then did mention the Division movie that is happening with Jake Gyllenhaal and Jessica Chastain.
That
it's great because all that lore from the Division that I can remember.
Well, they'll be writing it. That's how they're going to do it.
Yeah.
Before we move on to the next game, which game was it that had the Terminator tease? Was that Breakpoint, or was that Quarantine, or was that Division 2? One of those 3 games had a Terminator trailer.
I don't think it was Breakpoint. I don't remember it in Quarantine.
They teased like, we've got some amazing content coming here, such as this, and then the Terminator theme started playing to like
I think it was
fire.
Breakpoint. And the reason I think it's Breakpoint is because the Predator was in Wildlands.
Yeah, Terminator is coming to Ghost Recon Breakpoint. There it is.
There it is.
Okay. I know there was 2 games that had Terminator, so yeah, I just can't remember the other one.
So the next thing is where they lost me a little bit.
Yeah, so they announced Uplay Plus.
Yep.
Which is harder to say than I realized.
They're taking our branding, first of all. So with the plus.
I mean, we took like adding a plus is not, yeah. Anyway,
no, we took our branding.
Brand new. No one else has done it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. Subscription service like Game Pass, like EA Access. I think it's too expensive.
It is. $15 a month is too much.
I super tuned out at this point.
So this is $15 a month. It's for all of the Ubisoft games. They also mentioned you'll get new stuff day 1. You will also get access to all the DLC when that gets dropped, which that is something Game Pass does not do. Game Pass just does like the base bare bones game. Then you have to buy the DLC on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
So there is something kind of interesting about getting Siege through this, and then every time they drop a new operative, you just get it. That is kind of cool.
Okay.
$15 a month is it's on the high end.
Yeah.
I think the easiest comparison would be putting this towards EA because they're the other publisher that has a subscription service. Theirs is $5 a month.
Mm-hmm.
I could definitely make an argument that the Ubisoft games are a lot better than the EA ones.
Mm-hmm.
Especially even if I discount like if you are a sports fan, so you're getting more out of EA, I still think you're getting a lot more through Ubisoft. 15 is just high. Like Game Pass isn't even that much, unless you're getting online multiplayer and the PC with it. Then you get 15 a month.
Yeah.
I think 10 would have probably been a much more comfortable sell.
Yeah. I don't love
so
it.
I'm kind of curious.
Have they said when this is coming out? I don't think they've said the date on this yet.
It says to be announced.
No.
Okay.
They announced Roller Champions.
Yep.
This looked really fun.
Actually,
is like
you
some
can
weird...
download it right now too.
There's a demo right now, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Demo on Uplay.
And please do. I need to find games because nobody is ever playing when I'm around to play.
It's coming out this year. They said it's a rollerblading sports ball kind of thing. It looked unique.
It looked like a weird roller derby, like
Yeah, it's
cartoony
roller derby. Yeah.
Yep, with a basketball element because it's not just knocking people out. You're trying to throw the ball through the hoop.
And you get more points depending on how long how many loops you do before you score.
Seems cool. Like that seems like a fun little arcadey thing.
Yep.
And they finished off with Gods and Monsters, the next game from the Assassin's Creed Odyssey team.
Right.
Which from the reading I've done, this is going to be a very similar game to Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I've been hearing that a lot.
Huh.
But the trailer didn't really show anything.
No, it didn't.
It doesn't show anything really, but it's like it's like Breath of the Wild set in like Greek mythology, so you're fighting like Medusas and stuff.
Weird.
Which I'm excited. Like, if anyone could pull off like a Breath of the Wild, like it's Ubisoft with their thousands and thousands of people. Like,
sure.
I bet this is gonna be something you should keep an eye on.
Yeah.
This is February 25th.
And that was it for Ubisoft. How did you guys feel about this one?
Good. I don't think I was excited about anything really.
Yeah. For me, it was like a lot of, you know what? I'm going to say less than okay with it because I wanted Splinter Cell. I didn't want a subscription service.
Yeah, I can see that. Like, I'm excited to see like a couple games there. Like I said, Roller Champions really good. I'm sure Gods and Monsters will be good later. Watch Dogs 3 surprised me more. I feel about the same with this one as I do about Bethesda's, but maybe a bit better.
I was happy to see how much they're doing for the Division 2 because the Division 1 endgame stuff took too long and was too little, and they're like going full hog on this. And I'm so
They're doing
happy.
great with Division 2.
They're really
I'll
doing
say
good.
my problem with the Ubisoft conference is they didn't announce a ton of brand new stuff. It was a lot of, here's a game we have had for a couple of years now, and here's the new content coming for it, which is just arguably less exciting. But like I said, I think Watch Dogs 3 looks cool. Roller Champions seems interesting. If Gods and Monsters is what I think it is, that could be very exciting. But everything else is like, well, if I don't play this game, I don't care about this content. If I don't play this game, I don't care about this content.
Yeah.
Like kind of over and over a bit. So
Sure.
It's similar to Bethesda for me. But I think Bethesda, the highs were just higher. Like I'm very excited for your Wolfenstein and Doom.
Sure.
Yeah, I can see that.
What's all the stuff in between here?
I'm trying to remember
These must just be like stuff.
Oh, this is the kind of funny games. This is kind of funny games. All these games.
Okay, cool.
That's why I was wondering like where I'd heard of Skatebird from, and I think it was from that.
Okay, because Braveheart's Prologue is a game from Cayenne, who is
which I've still been waiting for. I played it at PAX East like last year, and it was really good.
It's been like
and
being worked on for like 10 years.
TBA. It's still TBA.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's no surprise to me that John would be excited for this because I as well am. It's a Castlevania-like. So.
Yeah, but it's really good. It seemed very difficult too. So
yeah,
as would be expected from the creator, but I want to be the guy.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a game on here called One Night Stand.
Yeah,
which is a visual novel about waking up next to a stranger that you just had a one night stand with. That seems kind of funny and up my alley. So I'll give that a quick shout.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff here. And then we moved on to Square Enix.
Right, which these ones are definitely out of order.
Yeah, they are.
For the very least, they did not start with Life is Strange 2, I can tell you that. They actually didn't really show anything about Life is Strange 2 except like fans reacting to Life is Strange 2.
Yeah, no, they definitely did a trailer or something for Life is Strange 2 to remind you.
Yeah, that even says here that's what it was, streamer reactions.
Yeah, which was definitely a bummer when like, hey, like you clearly have another episode coming, do a trailer for that. But nope.
It says June 10th on here. Did they actually release the next chapter or
not that I know. I don't believe so. That last one just came out a few weeks ago, and these ones are kind of far in between, so I don't think so. I don't know what this release date's referring to. But they pretty much started with Final Fantasy VII Remake. Which
this was weird.
This was refreshing to see after all the secrecy. Yeah. They showed a ton.
They did.
and that's good. Like that's what they needed to do. They showed a trailer. They showed a ton of gameplay from a bunch of various stuff. They showed some boss gameplay.
They showed my girl.
I'm
so happy.
And
I
they
know
showed
you're
Tifa,
Aerith
which
fan.
people screamed about for sure.
Yeah, Aerith. Yeah, you got it.
I think the game looks great, and all the stuff I've seen on Twitter is apparently it is demoing extremely well. People are coming out of it really impressed with what this game is turning
Which
into.
I'm glad to hear, because I've been worried about this. I've been thinking like,
Yeah,
this is gonna be like a super controversial game. Like people are gonna hate it compared to the original, unless it's really good. And apparently, buzz is extremely positive about it.
Yeah,
really
there's been
like-
some weird talk. It hasn't been confirmed exactly how long this game is. Up until now, we've known it's episodic. It's making it sound like the first piece is just Midgar.
I mean, they said it's 2 Blu-ray discs.
Yeah, they said it's 2 Blu-ray disc, and the first Blu-ray disc is just Midgar.
Yeah.
I think they said all of piece 1 is Midgar only.
Gotcha.
Like
I'd have to go
like
back.
let's say
Yeah,
but
there's still some miscommunication on this game in general.
right. And what I was trying to get to though is the price. Like it's starting to seem, is it an episodic game or is it just going to be like,
no, I think it's a
here's
full
part
game.
1, $60, and by the end of Final Fantasy VII, you will have paid $180 for the game.
God, I hope not.
No,
Have you
I
seen
don't
the
think
collector's
so.
editions they're promising for that game?
That's why.
Because they're also saying like there's a whole game's worth of content here. Like they're setting it up as part 1 is a full game, which says to me they're trying to market it as part 1 is $60. And to be fair, like they could get away with it for Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, maybe. I think it
So,
looked great. I was
nothing's
excited
been
to see
confirmed.
battle system. I really like how they do the AT gauge fill by like you doing like little attacks and then you can like use stuff that way. It's really good. I really, really like it.
It's not turn-based.
No, not well. Yeah, not really. It's full action,
action
and then
game.
you pause it when you want to do a different thing, basically.
Yeah, it made me think of Transistor a little bit.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, Final Fantasy VII Remake's first episode just covers Midgar. To do the whole story was going to be huge, as a quote.
Yeah. Makes sense.
What it means for each individual installment in this segment of Remake. We can't reveal that many details about this, but just to give you a bit of background on it, before we actually started working on this, we knew obviously it was going to be a large amount of content. Do the whole story was going to be huge, and then when we actually did start planning out the plot for the first game, it hit us again. This is going to be a huge amount of content. At that point, we decided that we were going to focus this game on Midgar and what happened in Midgar, and unfortunately, we can't say anything more than the future games after that, or more about the future games after that, because we don't know ourselves, really. We really are still fleshing out that process and fleshing out what we're going to do for the second game in the project and what kind of story is going to be in that, so we really can't tell you. Square Enix has confirmed that the first part of the remake will be a full-sized game of its own, which means it's building out what was originally a few hours of content into dozens. Even if it hits all the same story beats, that will give the devs ample room to fill out the world. It also means that each part of 7's original story is similarly expanded. We'll probably be ready for the final showdown. Oh, never mind. Blah, blah, blah.
I'm so excited.
The fact that quote was using the term game so much as opposed to like episode or piece makes me think like this is going to be $60.
Yeah, I think.
Oh
it
yeah,
will be.
it is completely.
And then the rest you will have to pay for again. Like you won't just get them.
Well, we don't know yet, but I could probably see. I could see it. I'm excited for this. I want to see a little bit more, but I really want to see more of Midgar. So I really like that they're fleshing that out.
My only bummer moment about that is thinking like, oh god, that means like Gold Saucer's not going to be in this. That means like Chocobos aren't going to be in this. That's a lot that's not going to be in this. And now I also wonder what the hell is going to be the second. See, then that's a couple things that come to mind now that I know this, because A, that means half the character roster is not going to be in this game, despite they've already announced voice acting cast.
I mean,
for all
if you're worried that this is not going to sell enough for them to warrant making,
oh no, it's going to sell enough. Like that's the thing. Like I don't even need to worry about that.
Yeah.
My worry is like, imagine hyping up a remake of like one of the most cherished games your company's put out, and then putting out a 30-40 hour game of that. I'm being generous saying 30-40 hour game version of that. And half the characters that people know from that game don't show up.
I mean, that's one way to look at it. Another one you could look at it is like they are taking my favorite game and they are making it 10 times longer.
Now, I mean, that could be a coin toss on that. That could be good or bad.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows exactly, right? Like,
yeah.
I'm like the fact that there's so much positive buzz about this from people who've played it is very reassuring to me.
Yeah.
But like, my question is, okay, so we have a locked in release date. This is March 3rd, 2020. Let's assume they don't change it. They probably will, but let's assume they don't.
I bet they don't. If this close and
When-
they set a date, I bet they don't.
When does the next one come out? How long do we wait for part 2?
That's what I was gonna say. Is if there's something to be worried about, is like, are you gonna die before it comes out?
And the other question is like, getting out of Midgar is what, half of disc 1, maybe a third of disc 1. I'm trying to think in relation to the
while.
original PlayStation 1 game.
Yeah.
I never
which makes me
finished this one, so.
Which makes me wonder, like, what's the stopping point for the next game? Is it the end of disc 1? Is it farther? Because I'll be real, as someone who played through 7, I barely remember a lot. A lot about the game is just so forgettable in a way.
How dare you?
All I remember is that disc 2 is shorter and a freaking acid trip, and disc 3 is basically just the end of the game.
I mean, even they don't know at the moment, so we'll have to see.
I'm curious how this is going to play out.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was like a solid 2 years in between each game, like a standard kind of game release cycle.
Well, we'll
Who
see.
knows?
Mm.
Yep, we will see next year. Again, you said March 3rd.
Yep.
They reminded us that Crystal Chronicles Remastered is coming.
I'm excited for it. I've never played
I think
that.
they said it was coming to phones. It's coming out to mobile as well.
Yeah.
They also reminded us that Octopath Traveler has come to PC.
Yep.
I'm surprised they didn't mention the prequel game that they're currently working on.
They probably didn't have anything to show.
Yeah.
Last Remnant Remastered.
Yep. To Switch.
Came out day of, I believe.
Yep.
Looks like it. Dragon Quest Builders 2 got a trailer for, along with Dragon Quest 11 Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition S.
This seemed neat to me, switching between the two styles.
That was
I
cool.
like
The
that.
Switch version of this Definitive Edition gets both styles of Dragon Quest 11.
I'm bummed out. I own the PS4 version, and I had planned to play it a while ago, and I've been thinking oh, maybe I should finally play it.
And
but
you
now
want
with this coming, with all these extra stuff, I'm just like,
Yep.
this seems like the way better version.
Yeah.
By
it
a
seems
lot.
neat.
I heard
like
good
all
things
the
about 11.
Yeah, all the characters are voice acted now. Like that 8-bit the 16-bit mode looks cool. They added like a bunch of extra stuff. It's just like, damn it.
Yep.
They then talked about their kind of indie publishing line, and they specifically showed a game called Circuit Superstars.
So this I was excited for a little bit, but it seems like I like the style of game, like of Racer specifically, but it made me realize I just want another Micro Machines or like Rock and Roll Racing that's like arcadey. I don't want like an actual racing game in this style, so I got less excited about it.
They also showed Battalion 1944, which is Battlefield.
It's actually Day of Defeat, which I installed promptly after watching this. And played.
I have no idea what that is, but okay.
Yeah.
The next expansion for Final Fantasy 14 called Shadowbringers.
Yep.
Which
that comes out
seems like
in
absolute
weeks.
nonsense to someone who doesn't play this game. But I understand people really like
my
it.
wife Reese is very excited about this.
My
one.
wife.
My wife. Thank you, Borat.
I think my roommate just said it too because I said it loud enough. Dying Light 2, we got another trailer for that.
Yep.
Okay, we're starting to get into like the RPGs that like I've never even heard of.
Oh, really?
Romancing Saga 3.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a fairly old game that we never got over here, I believe. So we're getting a release of that.
Saga Scarlet Grace Ambitions.
I forget what that was supposed to be. I think that was another release as well, or I think they were both two games that we hadn't gotten in the Saga series that we were finally getting.
War of the Visions Final Fantasy Brave Exvius.
Brave Exvius is one of their many mobile games.
Yeah.
This is a new one of those, I guess.
Yeah, that's kind of neat, I guess. Is it like DLC for that, or is it a standalone?
I think it's a new game, I think is what they
A
said.
fully new
In the
game?
Brave
Okay.
XVS universe.
Gotcha. Okay.
Of Final Fantasy straight. The People Can Fly came out with a new game from them.
A 3-player co-op game.
Oh, was this one 3? You're right, it was.
Yeah.
This one seems to be like a loot shooter.
Yeah, it seems to be. It's hard to tell because they only showed the trailer, but then they did like a talk with them after, or like a video, and you could see in the background it's like a third-person shooter because they like had it on like screens on the background so that they could tease it a little bit.
They're gonna go, and then you could see in the background there was a whiteboard that just said "loot."
Loot.
Loot.
Oninaki. Which I don't remember what this is.
I'm trying to remember this one. Actually,
I didn't see this conference. I walked in at the very end of the last.
Well, it looks like it's an anime RPG.
It's the cell shaded looking one. Yeah. Okay.
The Final Fantasy VIII. They announced a port of that coming to Switch.
A remaster of it because they lost the original code.
Be careful, not a remaster, because like Final Fantasy VII is getting like a remaster.
No, that's remake. This is a remaster.
This is a remaster.
Oh, all right, sure. You are correct. You are correct.
This is my favorite
and I
Final
actually
Fantasy, so I'm in.
Okay. And then they finished with Marvel's Avengers, which everyone was really excited for, and I think they did a pretty bad job of showing and talking about what this.
Yes,
Yeah,
they did. They
Yep.
did a bad job of showing this. I was impressed at how bad a job they did of showing this.
You know, with the trailer, it looked good. It's like there's all your favorite Avengers. There they are.
Yep.
There was no gameplay involved. They then did a video about 5 prominent voice actors talking about how they like these characters.
So
which
who's
is
the
insane
other one? Because I knew 4 of them. I don't know who the other guy is at all. Yeah, for the voice actors.
Sorry, you're right. I just kind of assumed they were all prominent because they had Troy Baker, they had Nolan North.
Yeah, they had Laura Bailey and they had Travis. I can't remember his last name now. Travis.
Yeah, sorry. I just assumed this is someone I probably didn't know based on the other people they got.
Well, he's married to Laura Bailey, but he's also like a voice actor for like the Hulk and like burly guys usually. So, but there's another dude there that I don't know at all. So
the guy for Thor.
I think he's for Captain America.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Willingham. Thank you.
My point was with this video, I thought it was kind of boring considering it's like, yo, everyone watches those Marvel movies. Like, we know these characters so goddamn well.
So I walked in after the original trailer had played, so I missed it. And it was just 2 people talking like, you can be these characters that you love so much. But like they kept drawing out like who the 5 characters were, despite the fact that their symbols were in the background and you knew exactly who they were.
Yeah.
And they had already shown a trailer of who they were.
Each character, and it's like, oh my god, can you please just talk about the game?
It really felt like they were just filling time. It was really weird.
I agree.
Yeah, it definitely screamed like, oh, we do not have this in a playable state. We cannot show you, but we rendered out a couple cutscenes, because then they showed like another like half a cutscene. It was like, that didn't. What are you guys doing?
Yeah.
I understand this game was playable.
They showed the voice actors, and the voice actors like, here's like an exclusive clip, and it was just like 2 of them talking for about 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was weird. Like for arguably like, this is definitely not the biggest game. It's definitely the biggest Western game.
This is a huge IP right now.
A huge IP. If you don't care about RPGs, it's like the only thing someone's watching your conference for. And they just like, it was also the thing they ended with. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. It was a huge drag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another wet fart for sure.
It was weird.
Yeah.
I think this is the right game to end it with. You start with like your biggest one, and then I could make an argument that this is like the next biggest one.
Yeah.
But
honestly, like, I'm excited for the potential of it, because looking at it, I got flashes of Spider-Man, like for the cutscenes.
Yeah.
But that was all they showed, was really cutscenes. Now, I think they said it was playable on show floor.
It was playable.
Yeah.
I didn't look into what it really is, but there's a lot of questions about this game, because it's supposed to be a live game. You're supposed to be like teaming up with people and going out, but like, who are you playing as? Are you your own Avenger with the Avengers? Are you getting loot drops for like Iron Man's gun? What if
They
you're
said you were
as Black
playing
Widow?
as those Avengers. They said you were playing as them.
So okay. So if you're playing the Avengers, like, how does Black Widow keep up with them? If like Iron Man is flying around,
Magic.
why would anyone play as Black Widow ever?
Because
Grappling
she's
hook,
literally the
probably?
only female they showed. So there
ever
you
play
go.
Widowmaker?
No, but
Probably not.
anyway, like
The only thing I remember seeing, I watched the trailer before we did this because I hadn't seen it. Like the only thing that I remember them showing about Black Widow was like jumping on a jetpack dude's back and like flying around, blowing shit up, which kind of looked cool. I would be okay if she was just like, all right, I'm gonna fuck this guy up now. I'm gonna fuck this guy up. That was kind of neat.
right, but if you're like flying to an area, like everyone in this fly, is she just always gonna have?
She has to get in a car with Captain America. That's all that she does. Like Hulk jumps, Thor and Iron Man fly, Cap and her just get in a car.
It's weird. Or is everything gonna be inside? Like that's a bummer if you're Iron Man. Like, but I don't know. There's a lot of questions. I have a bit of I want to give him a bit of the benefit of the doubt because I like Crystal Dynamics a lot. Those two last Tomb Raider games that they did were very good. I like those so much. But who knows? There's a lot of questions.
Yeah. Yep.
So that was Square. Thoughts on Square?
There were some games I'm excited about, but also like that the Avengers part was a weird misstep.
Yeah.
But like I think that might have been also like almost saved simply because the remake stuff they showed was really good. I don't know. I'm torn on this one.
Mm-hmm. You know that feeling when you're not expecting anything, so like when you get anything at all, it's just like, oh, that's kind of cool. That's kind of how I feel. Because I forgot the Avengers existed even until they showed the symbol. And then I was like, oh, right, the Avengers, ah! And then nothing happened. I was like, well, that's a bummer. And then I moved on with my life. So
this was probably like my least favorite press conference. Because I knew what they were going to talk about.
Yeah.
Because they had announced, like, tune in for Final Fantasy stuff. Tune in for Avengers stuff. Those are, and like, the Final Fantasy VII looks great. So I'm already sold on that.
Yeah.
Avengers, like, that was a letdown. And then the rest of the stuff, I just don't care about, like, any of that.
I'm kind of stoked for Outriders, like, seeing more from that anyway.
I would want to see more about that, but it's a lot of, like, I don't play Final Fantasy 14. I don't care about Final Fantasy 8 coming. I don't care about this RPG coming, this one. Like, they're just not the games I'm playing.
Yeah.
So it was just like, all right, moving on for myself.
Sure.
So I was like never excited during this conference, basically.
That's fair.
Okay.
I guess we should probably address this too because we never really did. The Avengers cast does not look like the movie counterparts, which I'm kind of glad they didn't do that. But it's also really jarring that they didn't.
And the internet is freaking out.
Well, the internet's freaking out because they just spent like 11 years getting attached to these specific versions of the characters, and suddenly it's a different version. But the game would have no budget if they got the likenesses and also like the actual actors.
It's a weird, like, fine line they're balancing because since they're trying to go like hyper realistic, obviously our minds are going to go to the movies.
Yeah.
If they put a cartoony thing on it, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, no one's upset that those don't look like Chris Evans.
Yeah.
Because it's like they got so close, but they missed it. It's like an uncanny valley issue. I'm so surprised people are this like upset. Like they shouldn't be upset. Everyone's saying like this looks awful.
It doesn't look awful. It's just they really put a bad foot forward. Like,
yeah, it's
they need to show something.
So it's just that the people that are. So the Marvel Cinematic Universe thing, like the movies in general, brought a lot of people that weren't into comic books ever, or like some just maybe marginally, into like the fold. So now they're paying attention to this sort of stuff. But like, so for them, it's like, well, this is not the Iron Man I know. But like, if you've read a comic book of Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. is not the Iron Man you know either. Like, so for people that, the lower majority of people that like were into the comics and stuff first, they don't care as much because it's like, whatever, this is a different interpretation. I think it's just that the majority of people now got attached to a certain thing because that was their first, like, this is my Thor or whatever. This isn't it. Or so, yeah, it's whatever.
It's weird. It's like it's like they were always going to lose. It's like when Jared Leto needed to like follow up Heath Ledger as the Joker. No one's going to do that. Whoever the next Joker is, we're not going to like it because no one can follow up Heath Ledger's Joker. That was insane.
That was just
so it's like but no one liked Heath Ledger until the movie came out.
Right.
So.
Yeah. I mean, and you're right, Paul. No, that was a bad Joker. But even if it was a Joker, it was like, but still, like the shoes you're trying to fill.
Yeah.
So I feel like no matter what they did, it's like you're going to get compared to those movies. And I just don't even know how you avoid that at this point.
You don't, because even Heath Ledger was like, why are you getting that Brokeback guy there? Jack Nicholson's the only real Joker. Like, it goes every time, so you just can't avoid it.
You're telling me the vampire guy's playing Batman?
Oh my god, don't even start.
Yeah.
All right.
Everyone's angry about everything.
He's not actually a vampire, you guys. He's an actor. Holy shit.
Okay, Nintendo.
Nintendo.
They started off with Smash Bros DLC, and it's a whole bunch of Dragon Quest characters, or it's one Dragon Quest character.
It's the hero, but the skins are multiple Dragon Quest characters. So the 4 that they showed, which I guess are the 4 they're doing, is the main character from Dragon Quest 11, the main character, which like the hero of light or something. I forget what the actual title is because I haven't played 11.
In Smash, they just called him the hero.
Yeah, it's just the hero. They showed the main character of Dragon Quest 8, which was the dude with the yellow jacket that had a mouse in his pocket. They showed Eldrick, which was the main hero, technically the main hero of Dragon Quest period, but he was the one mentioned in 1 and 2 and like playable in 3. And they showed the other hero they showed was the main character of 4. I got corrected on this last night because I wasn't sure on that one, but the other 3 I knew.
It seems each of them have distinctive move sets.
It seems like there's different options for every B motion. Like there's a menu you go through and you can pick different versions of each move.
Okay.
So it seems like you're gonna have a lot of options, but it's gonna be
brings in even more heroes. The Ultimate Smash brought in even more heroes. Like they all team up together or something for the Ultimate.
Yeah, it looked like their final smashes were, I forget if it was their entire parties from their separate games. I only saw one group, so I'm gonna assume it's just the main characters from all the games.
So that was Smash DLC, which is coming in the fall or no summer, I think.
It's
this is the summer one.
Because when they showed it, I was like, oh right, this makes sense. Like I probably could have guessed.
Dragon Quest is huge in Japan.
Yeah.
Right. And then they did another trailer for Dragon Quest 11 to remind you
it exists.
That's coming out.
Yep.
Switch.
Again, that is September 27th, so a couple months you'll get the best version of 11 apparently.
They showed a whole bunch of Luigi's Mansion, which I thought looked great.
That looked really good.
The idea of like when you're sucking up the ghosts, you can now like suplex them and like whip them around into other ghosts. That seems a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then they said the phrase Guigi.
Yeah.
And Guigi is such a fun word to say.
And apparently he's confirmed to be edible.
Yeah.
Great.
What a weird thing. Thanks, Nintendo.
Yeah. So you can now
your lore runs deep.
You can now make a Luigi clone made of goo, which can like move through bars and stuff to help you with puzzle solving.
You can control him, or you can play co-op. So he technically existed in the 3DS remake of Luigi's Mansion 1, but I guess now it's an official thing in 3.
Oh, okay. He can't go on to like water. He's not good with water.
He dissolves.
Guigi is just so good. But anyways, I thought 3 looked really great. I'm like in. I want to play that.
I love how Mario got Metal Mario. Peach got, was it pink rose gold Peach or pink gold Peach? And then and then Luigi gets Gooigi.
Yeah. That's the best named one though.
It is the best named one. You're right. It is a good name.
The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance then started playing a trailer.
This was weird
which is a new Dark Crystal coming on to Netflix, the TV series. This was announced a few weeks ago.
That's why it was weird, because I forgot that was coming. And I was like, I bet 70% of people that play games, especially on like Nintendo products, don't even know what the Dark Crystal is. But
for sure.
Now they do. They will.
This is a movie tying game that is a tactics game, which immediately brought like my height levels from like 0 to like, oh, I'm interested.
Oh, that's funny because Reese had the exact opposite. She's like, and I'm not playing.
Oh, really?
I'm a tactics fan, so that was right up my alley.
I'm not sure what about the Dark Crystal makes tactics work. So because I don't know it very well, but it did seem like a surprise pick, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the Dark Crystal at all either, but it was just like tactics game, and this looks good.
Yeah.
I should see about release dates. Luigi's Mansion is 2019.
Oh.
Dark
okay.
Crystal's 2019.
Mm-hmm.
They then showed Link's Awakening, which still looks awesome.
Still looks good.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. September 20th.
They showed that there's a dungeon builder in it.
Yeah, that was neat.
That was cool for sure.
Yeah.
I think I'm on the side of I enjoy the art style now, seeing it a little bit more.
Yeah, you know what? It honestly, I don't know what it was between the original release and now, but like, did it change or did we just learn to accept it? Because I was like, I wasn't totally sold on it first time, but this time around, I'm like, no, I'm good with that.
So it didn't change. Are you guys saying you like it more than before or less?
Yes, I'm saying I liked it more than before, and I don't know what changed.
Or wait, I was kind of on the fence either way, and then like now I'm just like, no, I think this is okay. I think I like this.
I don't believe it has changed.
No,
I don't think it has either, which is the
hasn't.
weird thing. But but this time around, for some reason, I was just sold on it versus like
maybe just seeing more of it in action.
Maybe might have been seeing it in motion.
I love this art style. I thought it's been so good since day one. So I'm excited. Again, September 20th.
Mm-hmm.
Trials of Mana.
Yeah, this is a remake of Seiken Densetsu 3, which is considered one of the best secret mana games out there. We never got it in North America. So I remember seeing this trailer and I was like, I'm surprised that they are doing this. They have a mana collection that it's out in Japan that they could have just brought over here with it. And then as that trailer ended, the mana collection got mentioned. Yeah, Collection of Mana also comes out with Secret of Mana 1, which was or the actual first Mana game, which I think was like Final Fantasy Adventure over here. Secret of Mana, which was the Super Nintendo one, and then Seiken Densetsu 3, which we all called Secret of Mana 2 in the old ROM hacking days.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's the first official release of that game in North America, and it came out day of, so it is already out on the Switch.
Yep.
Yeah, that's already out. $40, which seemed a little bit high in my opinion, but I don't know the game super well.
I had a lot of people defended it, being like, okay, it is a little high, I agree, but they had to basically retranslate this game from scratch because apparently it is not the same as the fan translation, so they had to retranslate everything.
I also hear it's a very bare bones collection.
It's just the games, yeah.
No extra stuff.
No extra content.
And Trials of Mana is Q1 of 2020.
Yeah, and that seems like a very drastically different remake. I heard, or maybe it's just people were assuming that from the trailer. It's not multiplayer, but the other versions are, which is a bit weird. Don't know if that's going to end up being true for Trials of Mana, but
this was already leaked, but the Switcher 3 is real.
Switcher 3, yeah.
Oh my god, you are calling it that? Oh,
that's the best name. It's perfect.
I think it looks terrible.
The Witcher 3 Complete Edition is coming to the Switch on 2019. That's cool. That's a good game that people should have access to.
I guess.
Why not?
Sure.
Fire Emblem Three Houses, July 26th.
Yep. Looks good. It's Fire Emblem. Looks good.
More Fire Emblem. You already know if you want it or not.
Yep.
Resident Evil 5 and 6.
Can I say for the entire Nintendo Direct, this was the weirdest part of the Direct, and the thing that stood out the most is probably the worst part, because they made it like this big deal, like, would you play Resident Evil in a spooky mansion? And then they showed like this minute-long video of like this guy and girl breaking into a house,
also
to
playing
sit down and play.
1.
Which is
weird.
already out on the Switch and has been for at least a month. So they're just playing that, and then they get scared off after like a minute of just being like, oh, watch out, look, oh, no, he's gonna get eaten, oh no. And then after they got scared off, they're like, Resident Evil 5 and 6 are coming to the Switch.
So
then you can get the others too.
Ugh.
It was weird. Yeah, it was weird.
Ugh.
It was
the
but
next
hey,
one's a
for
surprise.
Resident Evil 5, I'm in.
Sure.
And I'll be probably forgetting Resident Evil 6 is not on the Switch. I'll probably be buying it anyways, knowing me, but I'm still gonna be like, 5! Yeah, let's play some 5.
No More Heroes 3, which I'm surprised exists.
Yep.
Yes, me too.
Yep.
I knew it would exist eventually, but it seems too soon.
I figured with that last one,
Travis
Strikes
Strikes
Again,
or whatever.
Yeah.
having not done very well,
Yeah.
and it barely like seeming to come out, that would have killed the series. But I'm mistaken.
And yeah, no, the fact that we got a trailer for it was surprising because like,
Yep.
yeah, like it's only been like 3 or 4 months since Travis Strikes Back came out. And you're right, the reception was lukewarm because it was a vastly different game.
Next was Contra Rogue Corps, so a new Contra game.
And I don't know how to feel about this.
It looks bad, dude. I want it, but man, does it look ugly.
I like that it's 4-player cooperative, but
I know.
it looks nasty.
It looks so good.
And it looks
maybe
really weird.
In Contra Anniversary Collection.
Yes, actually.
That also, I believe, was a day of release. It is a lot of the good Contra games.
Do you own it?
Yep.
I have not picked up any of the games that have dropped this week. I'm waiting for my paycheck.
So, gotcha. Okay. I want to know, maybe somebody in chat, if you have this, can you do co-op online? Because I'm guessing probably not.
Ooh,
but
I don't think so.
Probably not, right? Because it's Nintendo.
No, I think it's local only. No, it's not that it's Nintendo. It's that it's Konami. Because this
Yeah,
is also
that too.
on PS4. So.
Oh, right.
Following this was Daemon X Machina, and we got a release date of September 13th.
Yeah, showing
Which
a bit
is,
more.
yeah, that was supposed to come out beginning of this year. So. Looks good.
Big surprise after this was Panzer Dragoon.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I can't tell if it's a remake of the first or a new one, but that was the original Dragon. That's the original Dragoon. So
hard to tell, really. This is Q4 of 2019, so they didn't really talk much at all about this.
And I don't know if this is the original devs or not, which that makes me think it's just a remake, but I'm down for Panzer Dragoon. I used to love that franchise.
Yeah, it's just weird. Panzer Dragoon in 2019? Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
What was that remake or that spiritual successor that came out on the Xbox One like at launch that was apparently awful?
Crimson Dragon.
Yeah, and that was really bad, you said?
Yes. Also, I think it was a Kinect game.
Oh, really? Yeah, I think
you're right.
Yeah.
Oh no.
At least you could play it in Kinect. I don't know. I have that game. I remember getting that game. Following this was Astral Chain, August 30th.
Yep.
This looks cool.
Looks real good.
Weird and cool.
Platinum's kicking it out.
Considering talking about weird and cool, Empire of Sin, which is like a weird kind of gangster XCOM like game.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what the hell kind of game this was based on that trailer.
It's very like not Nintendo, but
Mm-hmm.
this seems
It's like Romero Games too, which also surprised me.
This is Q2 2020. More Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Yep, they showed a bunch of new characters that were going to be in it.
Then they showed Cadence of Hyrule and said, "Yo, this game's coming out in 2 days," and it came out today, and I've been playing it, and this game is real good.
Yep,
I've been hearing a lot of amazing buzz about this.
It's so.
This is a cool game.
All right, I'll have to pick that up soon.
Yep.
Mario and Sonic at the Olympics.
Oh my god, I actually kind of want this stupid thing.
What are you doing, man?
So I played like the last Wii U one, like the Rio one or whatever it was, and that was fun. But like they skipped a year, and then I was like, oh wait, I'm surprised they're bringing it back. Then I remembered Tokyo 2020. Yeah, that's why.
For sure.
Which fun fact, Goku is an official ambassador of that Olympics.
Sure. Nice. So is Mario. There's a lot of official ambassadors.
And November 2019. Animal Crossing New Horizons. Yes.
That looked really good for an Animal Crossing game. Like I was wondering what they would do next since you've been the mayor so many times. Or like, or you've kind of like been a part of a town so many times.
There actually seems to be some new stuff going on. Like you're crafting things now. There's new items. You're pole vaulting.
You're dropped on a deserted island.
I'm really hoping the new stuff continues and we didn't just kind of see everything in that trailer. Because Animal Crossing needs like a fresh coat of paint for sure. It has been the same game over and over again. But I'm excited. March 20th though.
Yeah, they said they bumped it because they had to make a lot of changes and didn't want to do too much crunch, which is
a
fair response.
I'm actually really glad to hear that.
I am amazed Nintendo was like, yeah, no, we're not doing crunch.
Yeah,
that's why.
That's cool. And
why are people on the internet mad about this? Besides, like,
because they want it now. Like we still have a couple other things to talk about that they're mad about too. Everyone's fucking salty this E3, and it's the worst.
Yeah. I've been trying to ignore a bunch of it, but this one I saw people that have been outwardly looking forward to seeing some Animal Crossing stuff just being like, oh, it looks like garbage. like, what did you think it was gonna look like, though? I don't
how does it look like garbage? Like,
I don't
what?
understand.
It looks like Animal Crossing. It literally looked like Animal Crossing.
Like, I don't understand what they wanted.
We're gonna say they're upset about the delay.
No, not the delay.
I know the delay. People have been upset about the delay. I haven't seen
Sure.
anyone just being like, "Yeah, no, this Animal Crossing looks like shit compared to the other Animal Crossings." Like,
I don't
why
understand
would you say that?
why. It looks like Animal Crossing. I don't
know, man.
Maybe we don't get it. Maybe we're not refined enough.
I mean,
that's true.
You can message me and tell me why. I guess I'd be willing to hear you out. But damn.
Then they did a sizzle reel of a bunch of upcoming games for Switch.
Just kind of look through, and it's a lot
like Spyro.
Spyro's in there. Hollow Knight. Yeah, a lot of stuff that was announced. Nothing new there.
Yep.
Then probably the biggest part of this conference or of this direct was Banjo-Kazooie coming to Smash.
Yep. So they had 2 Smash reveals this E3.
Which we knew. I'd heard someone say like Nintendo's very consistent. It's always 2 characters at E3.
I don't remember that, but I could believe that.
Yeah, I saw a tweet that said that, and they did too. So a pretty funny trailer. They definitely goofed around with the idea, but yeah, Banjo-Kazooie is coming to Smash, which everyone seemed very into.
Yeah, I liked the fact that Nintendo was like, we're gonna give 1 Smash character to the East and 1 to the West. So that's why we got Banjo-Kazooie and why we got the hero from Dragon Quest. That was super smart.
It's weird to me they didn't follow it up with like a Banjo-Kazooie announcement, or that there was any other.
That was the thing I was surprised about. Like the star, like just like Splinter Cell, the stars felt like they were aligning, and we were getting like 2. And I thought we were getting Banjo-Kazooie and a Banjo-Kazooie game.
Yep.
Even just like a release of the old one on the shop. Like anything, it was weird that there was nothing
for Switch. Yeah, I was hearing lots of rumors. People were speculating about a new Banjo that didn't happen.
Weird,
and it could still happen. I wonder if they were using the Battletoads thing as a test to see if this Smash thing. Honestly, is probably the real test to see.
This is probably the test. I wouldn't compare Battletoads to it myself, but who am I?
Yeah, who knows?
They then finished off the show by saying that Breath of the Wild, the sequel to Breath of the Wild, is now in development.
Yeah, and they made it seem like it's pretty much a direct sequel to Breath of the Wild, which they usually don't do.
Right, same art style. They kind of showed same map.
It even looked like the same versions of the characters. Like they had the same blue and everything. Zelda had a haircut.
Yep.
Link looked pretty much the same.
Seemed a lot darker though. Like I'm hearing a lot of comparisons to like Ocarina, and then it went dark for Majora's Mask, which is kind of the only like sequel. For the most part,
Twilight Princess was kind of dark too, but yeah, it's the closest thing to a direct sequel, like unless you count like Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks.
Sure, yeah, I think that would count as well. Which is an interesting. I'm glad they're going to spend more time in the Breath of the Wild area because I feel like there's a lot you could do with that.
Yeah, and I'm sure they fixed a lot of the bugs with that engine now too. So
and even so, like Majora's Mask was a completely different area than Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
So it might not be completely different in that sense. Like I said, it seemed to kind of show that it's going to be the same map, but probably like twisted and remixed.
They made it seem like maybe Zelda might be involved this time, which I'd be cool with. I'd be cool with like a even for a little bit, like Zelda being playable.
You know, in Cadence of Hyrule, you can play as Zelda.
Sure. Also that, yes.
Yeah, who knows? That's exciting though. But we're not going to have this game for like 3 years. I bet.
Yeah.
2 or 3 years.
Wouldn't surprise me. If they were like, if next year they were like, yeah, it comes out at the end of the year, I'd be like, what? That's crazy.
I think it's going to come down to what is the scope of a Breath of the Wild sequel? Like, how different is it? If it's a lot of reusing assets, I could see it as end of next year.
I think it's going to be like some reused assets, but I think it's going to be a lot tighter this time around. So instead of like, was it 100 shrines and then 4 dungeons, quote unquote, it'll be like 30 to 50 shrines and like maybe like 12 dungeons, like something
could
more
also
like that.
Be like a Mario Galaxy to Galaxy 2, where it's like, no, we had so many more ideas and they're way better. Here you go.
It could be that too, and that would be awesome. Just imagine if you were like, yeah, here's a better Breath of the Wild, straight up.
That's exciting. That's cool. That basically does it for the show. What do you guys think of Nintendo?
Nintendo had the strongest game in my opinion because they were literally just like game. Like there was barely any breathing in between. I think that Resident Evil part was stupid.
Yep.
As a fan of Resident Evil 5, I think that was just straight stupid.
Sure.
Not too much that we didn't know already.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But there were a bunch of surprises that were there, like Trials of Mana and the Mana Collection. Luigi's Mansion 3 looked real good. The Smash Brothers characters were good. I'm just looking through, like, No More Heroes 3, we kind of knew was coming, but it was a surprise to see it there regardless.
Panzer Dragoon.
Contra game was, yeah. Like a bunch of things, like being like, oh yeah, Cadence of Hyrule, that's out in like 2 days. Like, oh yeah, the Contra Collection and the Collection of Mana, they're both out right now. Like, a lot of like, hey, we just got games ready to go right now if you want to play them.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I kind of like about Nintendo. Sometimes they're just like, yeah, just go get this now. You're good.
Yeah.
They're
Nintendo's
usually the only conference that does that.
It probably had the most of games of like, oh, I am definitely playing that. Like, I'm gonna order that as soon as I can. Microsoft is definitely like a second place for me, but I think that's literally just because since I have access to Game Pass, it was a lot of like, hey, here's a bunch of really good looking games that you're gonna get for basically free.
Right.
My only problem I had with Microsoft was that so many games felt like they were 2020 games and or might just get bumped to Scarlet. That's my only issue with Microsoft.
Maybe, but I'm still excited for like Gears in September.
Yeah, no, like, yeah, that said, like, so many. There's still a couple that we're getting, like Outer Worlds and that. So, but it just felt like, got a year wait on that one. Got a year wait on that one. Oh, there we go. No, wait again. Like, oh, that's probably Scarlet now. That's probably Scarlet. I'm just wondering how many of that stuff's just going to get bumped to the next gen. We're in a weird spot where like Nintendo out of the big three is the only one that's like, yeah, no, we've got this system for a while. Let's just put games on it. While the others have to kind of sidestep things. Like Sony didn't have a conference this year because they've got like 4 planned games and then everything else is going to PS5.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So like they didn't need to show up. There was no point. But they'll probably be here next year because there will be a point.
All right. Yep. No, for sure. For sure. I guess I asked you guys this earlier. If you had like what's your like moment of the show? What is a game that going into the show you knew about and seeing more of it you're extremely excited for? And then what's a game you didn't know about going into the show and you're now extremely excited for? And I can start us off since I kind of knew about it. My moment again is the Keanu Reeves. Like I loved the surprise factor of that. That was so fun.
Like I like, it was a good moment, but like I said, if that is the best moment you can say about E3, why are we doing E3?
It was so much fun. I had so much fun with that. Game going into it that I'm excited about. It's probably a tie between there's a bunch. I was gonna say like a tie between like Animal Crossing and Link's Awakening, but Doom is definitely up there as well.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to mention Doom. And then game I didn't know about that I'm extremely excited about. I'm gonna give it to 2 actually. A game called 12 Minutes we talked about, and Chris Tales.
Chris Tales is mine. It's my actually game of the show. It's the best thing that they showed.
I didn't see Chris Tales, so I'd say best game. I would say 12 Minutes, and I would say what was it? Deathloop. Yeah, Deathloop also.
Those are the ones you didn't know about.
Yeah, there was a bunch that I didn't know about. Those are for ones I didn't know. Best moment of the actual conferences, like I hate to be like it, but I would probably say when they had the developers showing off I can't remember the name of the damn game now. Ghostwire Tokyo.
Yeah.
She was just like so like adorable and charming with it.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, she's like so goofy with it. And it's like, here's our completely fucked up game.
Yep.
And it was just like, all right, that's pretty good thing. Like she was like she was a refreshing change of pace for a presenter.
Yeah, I agree.
And to find out that she is like Shinji
definitely
Mikami's like protege is like, all right, I'm fucking sold now.
I agree.
You've got my attention.
Yep.
And then game you did know about.
Game I didn't know about, probably Doom Eternal.
Doom.
All right. Paul, what were yours specifically?
Doom, Chris Tales, and Nakamura. So kind of John's, basically.
Right on.
Yeah.
Good show. It was a fun show. Again, E3 is always a super fun time. I've already started like pre-ordering Nintendo games with their like voucher thing because it's like a good deal if you know you want them like day one and digital, I guess.
Nintendo did a couple cool things on Treehouse. They said, yeah, remember that whole controversy? No Friends gameplay with Mario Maker 2? Yeah, we're patching that out. That'll be fixed.
I don't think
and then
patching it up. They said we're looking into that, or we're
Yeah,
No,
they're gonna
I
update
think
it.
they said they will be fixed in a later patch.
Yeah.
later. Okay.
I think they straight up said like it will be patched out eventually. Nintendo had a lot of this whole fucking E3 had weird controversies this year. The big thing that was going on about Pokemon was that Nintendo had the issue where the Pokemon company came out and said not all Pokemon are going to be in Sword and Shield.
Great.
And
That's what I want.
Yeah.
so here's the thing, like a lot of people are upset about this because they want to be able to catch them all, which I get. But like also we're probably going to be, after they add the new Pokemon in this game, up to 900 Pokemon.
That's
Pokemon, man.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of Pokemon.
How do you balance a game with 900 Pokemon? Like that's crazy. Honestly, they're probably going to still have like 300, 400 in Sword and Shield. Like they've already shown they're going to have a bunch from previous generations. And likely they're moving all the models from Pokemon Let's Go over there. So all of Gen 1's going to be in.
Yeah. And
so
I bet they'll keep adding Pokemon as it goes anyway.
Yeah, they're probably going to do DLC. I think they even said like we're not actually sure what our DLC plans are. So we might add more in the future. More than likely they will. There's no way they won't.
Yeah. Basically, if you want the national Dex, you're a fake fan. Don't at me.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Fake fans.
All right. That should probably do it because I need to get to bed, and this has been a very long episode.
Yeah.
Thanks
2.5 hours.
Went through the whole thing. We'll be back later next week to talk about normal stuff. But we'll see you guys then. So bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.